Hey there, folks. Adam here, going live with Brennan, Teresa, Alana, Patricia, the whole team. We are tracking a storm that is in eastern Ontario right now. It's behind me in virtue weather, as you can see it over that way. But let me just jump over to Instant Weather Pro right away, because this storm is starting to rotate quite a bit. We were expecting some rotation in this area of a hail risk and potentially an isolated tornado risk. We are, let me just show you right here. It has now gone severe thunderstorm warn just as I click that button from Environment Canada. As you can see, we've got winds into the 86-ish kilometers an hour. This one down here says 128, but it's probably noise. But from U.S. radar, this storm is actually rotating quite a bit. You can see a very pronounced mesocyclone a little bit higher up in the air. So severe thunderstorm warning now from Environment Canada. We've done a couple of polygons. Back here, it was starting to rotate near, I believe it's North Kawartha area. The Apsley, is it Apsley area? Yeah, Apsley, is that your pronoun? I think so, Apsley. It started to rotate there, then it started to weaken a bit, and now it's strengthening again as it's heading east-northeast towards potentially the Ottawa area. As you can see, the two polygons we've created here, in the blue one was minor rotation detected, and then the orange one was rotation detected. And it's tracking again to the east, to the northeast, potentially towards the Ottawa area right now. So from U.S. radar, Plevna, Plevna, there's upper level rotation above Plevna right now. Canadian radar is the rotation is not looking potentially as strong, but this area of the storm right here, it initially was actually looking like a bookend vortex. So it was kind of curling the other way around. But, and it's still, actually from the U.S. radar, it still kind of has that vibe to it. But let me just see here. I'm just watching U.S. on a different, on my iPad and watching Canadian on the computer here. So, yeah, hopefully this doesn't turn into a tornado. That would be great. But it's rotating, and obviously we have planned to go live to track this accordingly. Yes, so there's that. Let me jump into the comments here. Hello, everyone. How we doing? Toronto fan says, Toronto Trains, Mainland Trains says 2 years ago, the day Uxbridge had a tornado. Oh, yeah. Interesting. That's a good point. Toronto Mainland Trains. Interesting. Sorry, I got that name wrong. Brendan says, welcome back. Hey, I was here yesterday and the day before. I wasn't on the live stream. I was watching it occasionally and definitely checking radar and posting polygons, but wasn't available for the live stream, unfortunately. But I'm here today and I'll be here tomorrow. And tomorrow's looking pretty interesting as well. Actually, tomorrow's looking probably stronger, I would think. Stronger tornado risk. Environment Canada has now put out a forecast showing a tornado risk as well, too, for tomorrow. S. Walker says, we were hit by the EF2 and EF3 in, is it Nepean? Nepean? N-E-P-E-A-N? I pronounce everything wrong, but we already know that by now. Vanier? V-A-N-I-E-R. I'm never pronouncing anything again. In 2018, so all us Ottawa people are terrified. Don't be terrified. It's all good. We're watching. Nepean. Oh, Nepean. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. Leanne said it just went over us in Shannock. Where's Shannock? Let me see. I don't know if I saw it on the radar here. 1 second. I don't think so. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, looking at some model data for tomorrow in the background. And, wow, a lot of storms popping up in a line from, like, Niagara up to Barrie, up to Muskoka, and they're going to track to the east as well, too, so it's going to be interesting. Kayla says warning for Belleville, Ontario. I don't think so. The only severe thunderstorm warning right now is going to be this one here, which is, this one right here in yellow, which is for areas like North Frontenac, Central Frontenac, Elphin, Maberly. Yeah, basically that area. And we're assuming they're going to extend the severe thunderstorm warning to the east as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me just check the percentages right now. 13% chance of a tornado on that storm as per machine learning, or as it likes to be labeled, artificial intelligence. The AI or machine learning. Machine learning is basically what AI is, but Yeah, machine learning is saying 13% tornado risk on that storm, 61% severe risk on it, 20% hail risk, and 41% wind risk on that storm. So, whoa. Michaela says, will there be any storm potential for the Kawarthas tonight? That's a bit questionable. I don't think so. There might be some overnight storms. So maybe. You could see some overnight storms, but I don't think there's anything severe risk-wise at this point in time. It's all moving to the east. Hi, Oreo Cat. How's it going? Our friend Oreo Cat. We even have cats watching. It's awesome. So cool. Yeah, Jay, I'm talking about the storm that's heading towards Ottawa-ish. It's not necessarily going directly towards Ottawa, but it's heading that direction. I nailed the pronunciation of Plevna. All right, sweet. I think somebody trained me on that many years ago. Oh, it's Maberly. Oh, Maberly. Okay, so not Ma, but Maberly. Good to know. That's awesome. The best part about pronouncing things wrong here is that everybody in the comments seems to know exactly how to pronounce everything. And I'm not even being sarcastic with that. It's just like there's a genuine, amazing community of folks that help me pronounce everything possible. Okay, so someone in Rena says, Rena says it's going to hit Canada. It's hard to say. I mean, that's obviously the Ottawa area, so it's possible. We'll see. Dana says I got a rotation notice in El Monte, and yeah, right there. Of course, you're in the polygon that I drew. Oh boy, the new update is in, and whoa, she is rotating. That is definitely rotation right there. Very, very strong winds on this side, 90 kilometer on this side, and then we flip to 47. So we go from the couplet here is 82 to 16, 82 to about 16, and 47 on the other side. So it is rotating for sure. That's tilt 2. Let's go back down to tilt 1. Oh boy. Yeah, tilt 1's definitely showing as well too. We've got some really strong values in here, 66 versus 85. You add those together, and that's the speed of the rotation. That is the VROT. And it is cooking pretty good. Livy says, I'm at work in Barrie. Should I head home? No, Barrie's good. Barrie's fine. No worries about Barrie right now. Barrie's not the problem. The problem is to the east. Now we have jumped to 25% tornado risk on that storm. Machine learning is saying 25% tornado risk on this storm. Wow. That's the highest we've seen in Canada this year. And although sometimes it can happen at a lower percentage. We did have that really out of nowhere tornado really early on in the season that tied the earliest record back in March. And it was, I think it ended up being, I went back and looked at the data and it was like a 4%-ish, 5%-ish tornado risk, something to that extent. So it wasn't too significant. Yeah. Oh, I didn't have my background noise canceled there, so I just did that now. Let me make sure I've got my reverb off. Okay, good. I always leave that on after I play a song. Let's see. Let me see. Tamara says, Ottawa south by the airport is sunny. Okay, so we've talked about this on many live streams before, but when it is sunny, side note, Brendan, can we go live on Facebook? Because I think I have a feeling this is going to drop. So probably a good idea to go live on Facebook pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll get it ready.
Okay, thank you. Valerie says, where's the 25%? It's right here in Plevna, North Frontenac, heading towards Ompa. Sorry. Heading towards Ompa, O-M-P-A-H area. This is a rotating supercell right now, heading in that direction, 25% tornado risk from machine learning on that storm. We will be adding those machine learning details to Instant Weather Pro, by the way. So if you are subscribed at instantweatherpro.com, you'll be able to see those details relatively soon. Actually, quite soon. Yeah, so 23% tornado risk on that storm, 48% wind. Let me see. Did it jump? Oh, it's still at 25. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Give me just 1 second. I just need to send a message to my son here. Well, Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, sorry, clouds. I was just muted. I was just talking to my son there. I am back. We are back. Okay. Okay. No, nobody froze. I just had to talk to my son for a second, so I had to mute just to go talk to him just for a minute, make sure he's good to go. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry, he's sick right now. He's staying home because he's sick. Okay, so right now, yeah, this storm is cooking strong. We're seeing really high percentages from machine learning on it. 25% tornado risk on this storm. Brennan's going to go live on Facebook very soon because this is looking pretty strong. We were expecting this storm, something with... Oh, my goodness. Brennan, please go live on Facebook immediately. Okay, we are. Good. We just went live on Facebook. This is rotating quite strong. This is a strongly rotating supercell. I'm doing a new polygon right now. Excuse me, I'm like swallowing myself here. I'm doing a new polygon right now for tornado potential because this thing is looking strong. This is looking quite strong. This is a strongly rotating supercell. The percentages are probably going to go even higher with it right now. I'm going to go tornado potential on this one right now because it is cooking big time. Big time, folks. If you are in Ompa, if you're in Plevna, if you are anywhere in the area of Ompa and heading towards Cano, what is it? Canonto, Folger, Levant Station, Clyde Forks, Flower Station, and then that's going to track up towards, potentially up towards the Ottawa area right now. But that thing is a strongly rotating supercell with a fairly high chance of a tornado producing on this storm. 23% still hanging strong. I think it's even probably going to go stronger in the next update. Okay. Can you hear it in my voice here? I'm going to go tornado potential on that one right there. I'm going to go, yeah, tornado potential on this right here. On the storm near Plevna and Ompa. Tracking to the east-northeast, potentially towards Ottawa. The Ottawa region. Okay, and the time here is going to be 3:51. And let me just grab the... There we go. Okay, 3:51. And it is going to be Tuesday, May 21st, 2024, and 3:51 right now. Okay, I'm sending it out right now, tornado potential on that particular storm, because that storm looks strong, folks. If you are near Ompa, you need to be taking shelter with this one. This is a strongly rotating supercell. I would not be surprised if Environment Canada put out a tornado warning on this right now. We sent out a tornado potential polygon. We don't issue warnings. We don't issue watches or advisories or statements. Those are entirely up to Environment Canada. But if you do have our free app, we like to proactively send out stuff like rotation detected, tornado potential, or tornado reported, or funnel cloud reported, or all these kind of things. We send out our own notifications for those. So download our free app. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. Click on Apple or Android. Yeah, this storm is looking strong. It is cooking. That is a strongly rotating supercell. We've got strong values in there. It is hooking. This is a pretty classic mesocyclone right here. This is 92-kilometer-an-hour winds on the inflow of this, right in the notch. Again, I would not be surprised if Environment Canada put out a tornado warning on this one because it is looking strong. Oh boy, that really kicked it up a notch. Yeah, strongly rotating supercell in Eastern Ontario, which is something you're not obviously you're quite used to by now because we have quite a few strongly rotating supercells in Eastern Ontario every season. But this thing is looking quite organized, quite strong, and tracking to the east-northeast, potentially towards the Ottawa areas right now. But Ompa, Plevna, McDonald's Corner, Lanark, Carleton Place, Mississippi Mills, Munster, Pakenham, Kinburn, maybe Dunrobin if it goes that far north. It might not. It might track into southern Ottawa. We'll see. Or south of Ottawa. It's kind of going east-northeast just barely. Let me, you can see my red polygon I just sent out right now. I'm going to get rid of the other two polygons because they don't need to necessarily be there. And I'm also going to make my life easier by getting my macros ready. I have a macro for the date. So when I punch in the time, I go like 3:31 1, and then I just go date ON. And as soon as I type that, it populates the date. But if I don't go in advance and put that date there, then it doesn't help me at all, does it? So hold on a second here. Date ON. Let me just make sure I got the right one. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now I properly have that. So every time I send a polygon now, it's going to be much easier. Okay. Cole says it might be trying to hook in an area further south than OPA. Yeah, I think this is basically just the RFD. And then, I mean, there's something going on at the very, very bottom here. But this is the couplet. This is a very, very defined couplet. Yeah, I would think so. For sure. For sure. Okay, let me just go in the background here. Get rid of those other polygons. I'm going to get rid of rotation detected. And I'm going to get rid of minor rotation detected. Those two are gone. They should vanish from our map. So you see our blue polygon here, minor rotation detected. And you see the orange one here, rotation detected. Those will vanish as this refreshes, probably within 20 seconds or something. But yeah, definitely going tornado potential on that storm because it is picking up in percentages. It is picking up in the environment is strong. There's a VTP of, I believe, 1, a supercell of 4. Not the strongest environment in the world, but it definitely has potential for this storm to produce a tornado based on the Canadian data. The upper level has actually weakened a bit, so that might maybe potentially bring the rotation down a bit with this one. From the U.S. radar, which is much further back, the strong mesocyclone up high has kind of weakened, but that also might mean it's kind of transferring to the lower parts of the storm. So still a 23% tornado risk on this storm, 65% severe, 12% hail, and a 46% wind damage risk on this storm. So yeah, so it's cooking, folks. It is cooking. And if you are in the path of that one, definitely going to want to be getting to a safe place right now with that. Looks like we do have a radar update, and we're still seeing quite a notch here. By notch, I mean this area that dips right into the storm. Is this little bend in the storm right here is the notch, and yeah, we're really seeing some strong values here. Still 90 kilometers on that side of the notch. We have some actually dropouts of data, and what that can potentially mean. For years, it's been called the Canadian TVS, or the Canadian Tornado Vector Signature, and what it is the values here are so high that they get removed from the data because they assume it's noise. But that could mean that the wind values right here could be extremely strong. So when you see a dropout, it's kind of a little bit of a nod to, yeah, this could be quite strong. And you see a dropout here on tilt 2, and wow, look at tilt 2. This is very classic. Winds going in here, wind spinning back here. You can see the winds moving in the 2 different directions here. And I mean, the radar station is so close by, you can really pick up on this rotation. So yeah, rotating supercell, hail risk, tornado risk on this one, damaging wind risk. And it's basically in the Ompa area. And it's almost like a crosshair right here with this. And heading towards Canonto? I think so. Because that's like Cannon and TO. Canonto. Folger, Levant Station, Beatty areas. And again, up towards Clyde Forks, Joe's Lake, Flower Station. And these are areas southwest of Ottawa right now. So if you are, I'm going to back up here so folks can see what this is happening. You can see, Windsor's way down here. Let me just make sure I can see what's happening on the stream. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see Windsor's way down here. You can see Toronto here, Barrie up here, Sudbury way up there, Sault Ste. Marie over there. And if we go all the way to Eastern Ontario, so everybody else is fine right now. The only issue is Eastern Ontario at the moment. But if you know folks in this area, if you know folks in the Ottawa area, Carleton Place, Ompa, if you know anybody in Ompa, if you know anybody in Clayton, Almonte, Mississippi Mills, Middleville, this storm is rotating and continuing to rotate as it tracks to the east. We're still seeing machine learning is talking about a 23% tornado risk on this storm. So it went up to 25, went just back down a little bit to 23. So we're going to keep watching that. We get updates with that every few minutes, and so we'll see what it's trying to do as far as percentages are concerned. But yeah, that escalated quickly, I would think. Holy. Okay, so so there's that. Let me jump in the comments and see what everybody's talking about here. That is a clean hook, too, says Look It's B on Twitch. It sure is. Oh, Almonte doesn't pronounce the E. My bad. Almont. There's like 99 comments telling me that. Okay, thank you. Sorry. I wasn't looking at the comments. Dune says, I'm using the beta test for, I believe you're referring to Instant Weather Pro. What elevation should you be using? So the lowest elevation possible is the closest to the surface, but it's good to look at tilt 2 and tilt 3 and tilt 4, kind of look higher up in the storm to see if the rotation is being shown. So if we look at tilt 1, we can see this hook, and we can see the strong rotation here. And I go to velocity, which is your wind speeds. Go up to tilt 2, you can see the rotation is still there. You go to tilt 3, it's there and stronger, and you go to tilt 4, and it's even stronger. So, yeah, tilt 4 meso this is a 4 tilt meso. This is clearly a rotating supercell. Yeah, over the last 11 years doing this, I've seen it certainly enough times, and that is as clear as a rotation signal we typically get from our Canadian radars here. So there's that. Does the sun impact the strength of the storm? Actually, sorry, I was talking about this earlier, but I think I totally got distracted. Somebody said it's sunny in Ottawa, or it's sunny in that area. That makes things worse, actually. I mean, I'm not trying to say like really going to be that. I'm just saying if you have sun before a storm gets there, then you have a lot of surface heating, which gives a lot of energy, gives a lot of juice to the storms. If you have a really, really cloudy day, that can sometimes mitigate severe weather. So it can actually lessen the impact of severe weather. But when you've got big time sunshine in front of 31% tornado risk now on that storm. So yeah, it's gone up in potential on that one. So now we're at 31. Again, easily the highest percentage we've seen in Canada this year. That is, Melissa says, in Carleton Place, no tornado warning yet. I don't know what's going on. They got a severe thunderstorm warning on it. Brennan, does the severe thunderstorm warning have tornado risk on it?
Let me double check, but when it was issued, I don't think it did from what I could tell, but they may have changed it since.
Maybe they've updated it?
Let me double check on that.
I mean, I really hope so. Is there a tornado risk?
Just 90 kilometer an hour wind gusts.
Is there a tornado risk mentioned on the severe thunderstorm watch? I don't think so, eh?
Nope.
S. Walker says no tornado risk at all, said. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I mean, this is clearly a strong hook and a 4 tilt meso. Oh, this could be good. This could be good for the tornado risk. It looks like the super strong notch has actually weakened a bit. This is looking more like a downburst, which downburst isn't good. In fact, downbursts are typically wider path of damage and actually potentially more dangerous in some cases. But the rotation from the U.S. radar has weakened, and that's what we were talking about, like way up high. It looks like the rotation is starting to weaken. And then now this latest frame of radar has actually weakened the rotation somewhat, which is good. So, I mean, these things can cycle, so it doesn't mean we're not out of the woods yet here. But wow, I mean, it looked super convincing for 2 or 3 frames there. And now it looks like it has weakened some. Still really strong winds up high. There's still some rotation at tilt 3 and still rotation at tilt 4. I can see that red, the red and the green kind of coming together to create that rotation here. Yeah, but it looks like down low, this may have weakened some. So this is really good news. I would still, if you are in Cananto, I'm going to pronounce it 95 different ways. If you're in Cananto, I would definitely still be taking shelter with this one. Folger, Levant Station, Beatty, Levant, Clyde Forks, Joe's Lake, Flower Station, French Line, Lammermoor, Tatlock, California. If you're in these areas, Middleville, this is still a very strong storm, but the rotation may have weakened, which is good. That is always good. And Jay says, hey, Mr. Polygon, great to see you. Hope you have your storm peanuts. I do somewhere. They're right there. I got some almonds, actually. Storm peanuts and water because these storms look grumpy. Thank you, Instant Weather, for keeping us informed. You're very welcome. Ember says, I was going to say downbursts aren't any better. Yeah, I mean, they're not better, but, sometimes versus a very, very strong tornado, then, downbursts typically get to EF1-ish. EF2, sometimes the strongest downburst can get to EF2. But, if we're talking like an EF3 tornado or something like that, like what happened in Dunrobin, then, that ends up being ultimately worse, I would think. It's hard to say because downbursts can be so widespread that they can, people can be like walking in the forest and you just see trees go down for kilometers. So it can typically affect more people in a downburst. Yeah, that's why it's always interesting when people are like, oh, my storm was only a downburst. I thought it was a tornado. And they're like disappointed. It's like, nah, downburst is usually worse. I would say. Yeah, so we're leaving our tornado potential polygon up on this storm because we're still at 31%. But I think the machine learning is going to probably drop down in percentage a bit again just because of this lowest tilt. We'll see. We will see. Rena says, when is it going to be in Ottawa? Well, you've got a bit of time here. These are 6-minute intervals. So you can see every 6 minutes it's moving forward. So if we went from the left side of the polygon, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry, if I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is really scientific. 8, 9. So maybe an hour, I would say. This storm's probably going to be in the Ottawa area in about an hour. It could weaken by then, though. It's very possible. Very, very possible. We'll see. Dr. Greek says the severe thunderstorm swept across Ontario and parts of Quebec on May 21st, 2022. Yeah, I believe that was the derecho, which there was 15 fatalities from that. So that is the, in my knowledge, that's the deadliest storm in Ontario's history, at least Ontario's documented history. If we talk about May 31st, 1985, 3 monster tornadoes on the ground at the same time, and there was 12 fatalities from that one. But there's a lot more population this time, and the derecho went right through the most populated corridor of Canada. So, and that was super dangerous. Yeah, derecho was 2 years ago to the day, says Dr. Geek. Yeah. Dana says, sorry, I missed if you mentioned Almont. I'm under a severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, you are certainly in the... You're under severe thunderstorm watch, I believe. I don't see a severe thunderstorm warning for Almont unless they've extended it, but I don't think so. I think, Dana, you are under a severe thunderstorm watch. Remember, watch for a warning. Watch for a warning. Oh, warning just went out. Someone said, let me just double check. I'll hit refresh. Yeah, it has been extended. Oh, good call. Never mind. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. I just had to refresh my map. Almont is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. And, yeah. So, what about Smith Falls, says Lisa? Maybe you're going to see storms, but it's going to be the southern parts of these storms, not the strongest storm right here, which is the one that's heading towards Levant Station right now. From Ompa to Levant Station. That's the one that's the strongest at the moment. Jen says Dunrobin. I think you're probably too far north. It looks like the strongest part of the storm is going to kind of go this way. So if you can see my mouse cursor, if you're watching this on your phone, like vertical, turn your phone to the side, and it will fill the screen. And also join us on YouTube because the YouTube quality is typically better. You can set the quality to a higher bit rate or to a higher resolution, like 1080p, and then it'll be typically quite superior for you. So yeah, join us on YouTube. You can get there by going to just go to YouTube and search instant weather, and that's us. Miriam says, is there going to be a tornado in Ottawa? I don't know. As it looks right now, I think maybe not. That would be great. You've had enough. Last season was ridiculous, and 2018 was horrifying. So yeah, no, you've had enough lately. So it would be great. And of course, the derecho also went right through Ottawa, which was 2022. So yeah, you've had enough. So preferably no. But this storm still is an environment that it could recycle. I think the strong rotation has weakened at this point in time. I think I'm probably going to drop that polygon, actually, based on the fact of how much this has dropped. It looked incredible right here, incredible right here, incredible right here. And then it kind of, the RFD, the rear flank downdraft, actually kind of swallowed in on itself. And the rotation has actually weakened. Brenda says, is it possible this rotation is recycling and going to come back again? Possible, but I don't see it up high. I don't see it higher up in the storm from the U.S. radar. Just a little bit of soft kind of looking rotation, but nothing too strong. With this one, it actually started stronger up high, and then you started to see that stretching and that tilting, and it came down towards the surface. But right now, I would say I think I'm going to pull that tornado potential polygon just because the rotation itself has, over the last 2 frames, has all but vanished, which is good. So rotation has vanished. Wow. That was an exciting few frames of radar. Holy. I wouldn't be surprised if something touched down because it looked pretty impressive on radar for sure. Michaela's talking about Prescott and Russell. Maybe. It's hard to say for sure, but it's possible it'll head that way. Sectoral leader Cody says even the higher tilts are weakening on the newest frame. Yeah, so the higher tilts are weakening on the newest frame. Yeah, good call. Let's see here. So 3 and 4 have weakened substantially. So unless it magically starts to kick it back up a notch, I'm going to drop that polygon right now. So my rotation polygon, my tornado potential polygon that goes all the way to Ottawa, I'm going to actually remove that from our app at this point in time. And if things do recycle and it starts to crank up again, yeah, the percentages is dropping now. So it's down to 20% tornado risk on that one. And that probably is going to drop as soon as the machine learning absorbs more of the new radar data, I would think. Mary says very loudly, Maberly, Westport, Sharbot Lake. I think I mentioned Maberly earlier. Where did you go? Maberly? Come back, Maberly. I'll just search for you if I can't find you. I did mention it earlier though, but let me punch it in my search bar here. Yeah, so the storm's heading in that direction, I believe. Maberly, Ontario. But again, the rotation has weakened quite substantially. Tay Valley, Ontario. Maberly is Tay Valley. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you're going to see some storms from the west, but right now they're not too strong. The only thing that is the strongest storm that we're watching is the one near Folger. I think they drink a lot of coffee there, I'm assuming. Terrible jokes. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Let's see here. Brightside, Tatlock, Joe's Lake. Yeah, those areas are definitely in the path of this storm, heading up towards Clayton and Almont. But again, the rotation has weakened substantially. Ash says, Brienne, that's terrifying. Hope you're safe. Hold on. What did Brienne say? Let me see. I missed it. Oh, she says she's watching a tornado live in the ground right now. Yeah, our thoughts are with those in Iowa right now. There is substantial tornadoes going to be happening today out there. The risk out there is drastically stronger than what we're seeing here in Ontario, but still, you know how Ontario is. It likes to kick things up a notch when it can, down to 18% tornado risk on that storm, and I believe that will probably still fall, but maybe not too far, only because the environment is still the right type of environment for us to see rotation and potentially touchdown. But I did drop the, let's see. Loner says, how accurate is the machine learning these days? This one is the CSI on this machine learning is like, if a perfect is a straight line, the CSI on this is basically a straight line. So this is pretty darn good based on all the data that's been put into it. And we're basically using a hybrid now. So we're going to be taking multiple systems and mashing them together and putting that into what you see on Instant Weather Pro. So if you have subscribed to Instant Weather Pro, thank you so much. If you have not, you can head over to instantweatherpro.com. If you're wondering what Instant Weather Pro is, it's this. It's what I'm literally using right now. This is Instant Weather Pro. So you can see Environment Canada polygons. Instantly, you can see our own custom polygons. If you want to get rid of these laser beams coming out of the Ottawa radar, they're not actually laser beams. It's radio frequency interference. You can take that off. Although they are adding hardware now to take all that off. But if I go Canadian noise reduction and I turn that on there we go. And you can see those lines disappear, which is nice. Yeah, so Instant Weather Pro. So it's $99 a year. It's like $825 a month. And it's actually a website. So it's the first pro radar suite that is able to be a website. So if you have like multiple screens like I do, you can have multiple radars open at the same time. You're not just locked into like one program where you can only do one radar at a time. So it's really cool. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, we built it for the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University, Dr. Sills and his team. And they were very kind to say, please build it for us. But when you're done building it for us, you can launch it to the whole community so that the whole community has the ability to subscribe and join in on the development of Instant Weather Pro. So many amazing features coming. There's so many upgrades coming. It's very exciting. If you want to track the tornadoes in the U.S., you can. We're adding the U.S. Tornado warnings and all that kind of stuff. So there's a whole lot of amazing features coming to it. So a huge thank you to all those who have subscribed. If you do subscribe, please be patient because Teresa has to send you instructions by hand. We still have to automate that process, but for right now, when you subscribe, Teresa will send out an email with the instructions. And if it takes her a little bit, that might be because sometimes quite a few people subscribe at the same time, and then she gets backlogged and she has to send them out. So if you don't hear from her right away, please be patient. She will send out instructions as soon as she possibly can. Yeah. And and of course, this is something you don't have to subscribe to. If you want to use our free app, you certainly can. And our free app is available at instantweatherapp.com. Download it for free. We send out notifications for stuff like we just saw, tornado potential, rotation detected, funnel cloud reported, all this kind of stuff. We send those notifications out very proactively. And of course, we send out any Environment Canada warnings, watches, statements, and advisories as well. Yes, so let's see here. Lizzie says, we love you, Teresa. Yeah, Teresa's awesome. She's great. And if you have any questions, she's great to answer. And she also created a whole bunch of videos on how to use different features. And she's awesome. Alonea? Alone? I don't even know how to pronounce this. Alonai. Alane? Anyways, I'm sorry. I have no idea to pronounce your name. I can't pronounce anything, especially certain names. Is that a hook? It was a hook, and it looks like the hook is kind of swallowed in on itself. So right now, it's not. It's a little bit of a notch, but it's not really a strong hook. And again, the rotation has weakened quite a bit. I would not be surprised if we get a report from this area. I mean, I'm sure Dr. Sills and his team are looking at that rotation and are considering sending a team. I mean, that was the lowest, like right near 509 Ompa area. I would not be surprised if that thing dropped. That looks on radar. That looks textbook for Canadian mesocyclone. I would think that probably dropped, maybe in a field. Hopefully in a field where there's nobody, just some trees, nobody's around. I'm in Levant. Power's out and trees down. Power's out and trees are down in Levant. Yeah. So damage report in Levant. Power's out, trees down. So
yeah, I can confirm. I'm looking on Hydro One's website, and there's a huge zone just near Ompa of a hydro outage.
I think it touched down. I would not be surprised if this thing touched down. It's still a 15% tornado risk on it, but again, the rotation on it right now is definitely not as strong. The radar's really close to it, so we probably would be able to see if it was still rotating strongly. Yeah, I would not be surprised if that touchdown. Can you send that to Dave, please, Brendan? I would not be surprised at that touchdown. I hope you're safe, by the way. Brendan, how do you pronounce it? Alonai. I'm gonna ask like ChatGPT or something to pronounce it. Can somebody help me? Help me, please.
I have no clue.
I think it's a she. She said, I'm in Levant, power's out and trees down. Oh my goodness. I hope you are okay. TJ says, I'm in Ompa. What was it like in Ompa, TJ? Was it pretty wild? I bet it was pretty windy. I would think pretty windy. Let us know. Shauna says, is Cornwall still on the moderate warning? So there's no warning for Cornwall right now. You are in a slight risk. Actually, I'll jump to our forecast map, which didn't even have a chance to deal with because we were jumping right into the storm. But let me jump into the forecast map right here. You can see Eastern Ontario basically is in the slight risk. Or Brendan, what do we call it these days? You still calling it slight? Yeah, still slight. Okay, good. Yeah, so marginal is like the low risk, which is green. There's a slight risk in yellow, which is level 2. We try to give everything a number. So level 1 is green, which is Newmarket, Barrie, Bracebridge, Huntsville. Now that the storms are east of Barrie, I don't think Barrie's in the risk anymore. I think we're good. But as you can see, the level 2 area is pretty much bang on to where this storm developed, just east of Barrie and headed straight towards, basically Ottawa. It's still on its way there. So you're looking at, This is the storm. This is the storm we're concerned with. So as opposed to looking at this whole risk area on the forecast map, really, we're looking at this storm tracking towards Ottawa. This is the one we're concerned with at this point in time. So we have different versions. So Alon A. S. Walker says ECCC just posted on Twitter. Yeah, we saw their forecast. We got an email to us, and yeah, they've talked about tornado risk from basically like Barrie all the way over to Eastern Ontario. Yeah, tomorrow looks stronger than today. I saw
that there's a severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for Manitoba.
Really? I know there's one. There was one up quite a bit up north.
It might be that one because it just came up on my phone, so it might not be showing up yet.
Oh, that's weird. Let me hit refresh. Why is this cable underneath my buttons here? Hold on. Here we go. Oh, it's this one right here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some hail west of Dauphin. Let's see here. Yeah, tracking slowly to the northeast. So for our friends in areas west of Dauphin, there is some hail. No rotation on at this point in time. No strong winds either, but definitely some hail on that storm. So a little, and then to the west here in parts of Saskatchewan, we have a funnel cloud advisory. So we could see some funnel clouds, maybe even possibly a land spout today in Saskatchewan. So there's that. Oh, there's also a lot of lightning over here in Alberta. We're just going to do a quick jaunt across the country here as we track storms all the way across Canada and the U.S. But the U.S. is bananas right now. There are several different streamers. Our friend Evan Freisberger, I believe it's Evan Freiberger, and he is he's pretty awesome, and he is usually live. So I would be not surprised if he's live right now because this is a big time risk. So check out, search for Evan Freiberger as well. And then, of course, there's Ryan Hall. There's Max Velocity. There's a whole bunch of streamers in the States that are great. So they've got a lot of coverage down there, which is great. So I'm going to, I'm going to jump back here. Let's jump back all the way over to the Ottawa area with the storm we're watching. There actually is a storm south of Cornwall, but that's going to miss. That's going to miss Cornwall. It did with rain a little bit on there, and that's going to stay stateside in New York State at this point in time. It might sneak into Quebec, though, so we got to keep an eye on that. Let me just check it out from the Montreal radar. It actually does have a little bit of rotation on it. A little bit of rotation right there, so I'll keep an eye on that one to see if it sneaks into Quebec. But the storm we're still concerned with is this one, which has produced wind damage. Whether it was wind damage or lightning damage is hard to say, but trees down and power outage typically is indicative of wind damage. So 14% tornado risk on this storm, so it has continued to weaken as far as tornado risk is concerned, which is great because it's heading towards a very populated area in the Ottawa Valley. Yeah, let's cross our fingers. It continues to weaken as far as tornado threats are concerned. Hillbro says, any threat for Windsor? Yeah, so if you saw on our forecast map, let me jump back to it. I was going to point that out. I barely even noticed this, but Brennan actually noticed it, is that maybe with these evening storms, we might see a little bit of severe risk. It's a marginal, low risk, but for Essex County, Chatham, Sarnia, we might see some storms stretching in later. Was it later in the evening, Brennan?
Yeah, about like after dinner hours. Maybe a few cells sneaking into from Michigan-ish.
Okay, Michigan-ish? Michigan-ish. Almost sounds like a place. I see. Okay, perfect. Julie says, power is out for miles from Lanark up due changing hydro poles on the 511. Oh, well, that's obviously something different. If hydro's out because of maintenance, that's a different situation. But I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty darn sure that either a lot of lightning or wind damage or tornado touchdown. I would not be surprised if that was a tornado that touched down. I would not be surprised at all. That was strong. Rena says, has there ever been a level 5 risk? Yeah, we've done very isolated, like bullseye. Usually maybe once or twice a season, maybe some seasons there have none. But if we could go back in time and update our forecast, I think we went strong. We went level 3 for the derecho. Yeah, for the day that the derecho happened, we had a level 3 risk. The day before was a level 4, and I think the day before was a bust. Like, I don't think we had very much severe weather on the level 4 day, or at least we had severe weather, but I don't think we had a lot of reports of damage. But then we said in the forecast, the next morning there might be something going on in southwestern Ontario. It could be a strong storm. We'll see. And then the derecho was the next day. So if we knew the derecho was going to pick it up like it did back today in 2022, we would have gone level 5. If we knew it was going to be a day with 15 fatalities and the strongest storm across southern Ontario in our recorded history, we would have gone level 5. But none of the models pointed to a storm that strong. Sometimes the models get it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they miss something that strong. Can you believe it? Oh boy. I think, though, we were talking about the day before, we were talking about the 21st for like 5 days in advance or something like that. It was one of those ones we said, oh, this is looking, everything's coming together. This is looking really strong. So many, many days in advance, we said big time severe weather coming up on this day and this day. I think we said kind of around that time. I don't know if we said for sure the 22nd, but we said around that time. And then so everyone kind of knew that there was something big about to happen, and then that happened. So we didn't nail the day 4 or 5 days out, but we nailed kind of the time frame of when it was going to happen, and then it was the strongest storm in Canadian or in Ontario history, the most deadly storm in Canadian history, in Ontario history. I think Regina has the most fatalities, 28 fatalities from a tornado there many, 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 many years ago. Ms. Esri says, I'm still surprised that London didn't get a severe warning until it had passed. We had 3 tornadoes with that storm. Yeah, we sent out a polygon in advance of it hitting London. Like before it even hit London, we sent out a polygon and said, this thing is super duper strong heading towards kind of like towards the Kitchener area, towards the GTA. And we got a polygon out in advance of the eventual severe thunderstorm warning that came out. They did use the alert ready system with those severe thunderstorm warnings though, which is good. So a lot of people got the like an Amber Alert kind of sound on their phone, and so that did help. I think help a lot of people get to safety. But again, there's 15 fatalities from that storm. 10% tornado risk on this cell now, so it continues to drop, which is good. We were up to 25 at one point. Delicious water. Okay. Jessica says, will you be posting a forecast map for tomorrow? Yeah, we will. I think Brendan's probably already working on it. And because it's going to be a big day tomorrow. I think, Brendan, you think we're going to go strong, level 3? I think we're going to go orange. Probably our first orange risk for Ontario this season. Mm-hmm. We did an orange risk in Manitoba already. But we haven't done a orange risk in Ontario yet. So tomorrow will likely be orange. Tornado risk, it'll probably be 1 or 2 tornadoes, maybe more. There could be maybe 3, actually, or more. We'll see. I know that I think on some of the models I saw like 3 good tracks. So it could be 3.
Yeah, it depends on the model, because some of them don't show as much storm development as other ones. I noticed the NAM, I think it was, or maybe it was the HER.
The HER's been doing that. Even today, the HER was like, man, the HER was like not even talking about this storm. I don't know what's going on with the HER lately. It's not initiating.
All the models seem to be very weird about the storms this year.
Things are,
being seem quite to be weird. Picking it up well.
But then in the long range, like, how much confidence do we see in, like, remember that ensemble I posted where, like, every single model had Wednesday? And that was, like, 2 days ago.
But that's based on the environment. What? So the environment's definitely in place.
That's right. Every model says
not in question.
But where are the storms? Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's a good point. Touche. Jessica said that. Tamara said, can you switch live radar? I just did. Thank you. Jeff says, do you guys have chasers on the ground or are actively looking? Yeah, so you know what? There's many chasers in Ontario, and they share the reports to Twitter. They share the reports to Ontario Storm Reports, which is our Facebook group. And we get the information through that. Also, you can use highways and hailstones if you want to stream. And then we sometimes bring up the chasers from highways and hailstones as well, too. Chasing is incredibly dangerous. We don't advocate it. We're not like, hey, everybody go out and chase. We actually like, hey, everybody stay inside and maybe get in the basement, That's our goal is safety here at Instant Weather. So we don't necessarily advocate it, but there are some people like myself, early on. That's where this all started. As I was chasing, almost died. I'm not going to get into the whole story, but That's kind of where roof story. That's where instant weather all originated from. But I do a lot, and once I had my son, I do a lot less chasing, to the point of basically never. I mean, if there's like a really, really, really weak day and I'm already like having to drive somewhere, I'll be like, I'll pull over on the side of the road and like watch something and see if there's any wall clouds or see if there's any land spouts. But very rarely do I go out. And if it's, I mean, obviously, you know, if it's a really strong risk, I'm here live streaming. So this is where I think I have the greatest effect on helping folks stay safe. But you know, kudos to all those chasers out there. You're taking your life in your own hands. It's quite dangerous. Actually, the most dangerous part of it is driving. Also driving and having the idea that I have to look up at the clouds. You know, you're like, oh, look at that. You know, you're not like eyes on the road. So I always recommend, if you are going to do some storm spotting. Storm spotting is a safer version of chasing. Chasing is extremely aggressive sometimes. Storm spotting is staying back in a safe area to try to, you know, watch it and help get the word out that something's happening. But if you are going to go storm spotting, I always recommend having one person, preferably somebody who doesn't even know about weather, be the driver, right? I mean, if they're good at driving in mud, if they're a great driver, like A, be a really good driver. B, it's preferable they have no idea what's going on, so that the person in the passenger seat can be the informed one, can be the one that's watching radar, that's watching GPS and saying, okay, go this way, go that way, stay south, stay east of it, you know, get out of its path, right? And then the reason I say the driver have no weather knowledge is because then they're just focused on the road. They're not like looking up going, oh, is that a wall cloud? They're just like totally focused on driving. You want the person who's in the driver's seat to be entirely focused on the road, no distractions. That would be the safest way to do it. But again, no matter how safe you want to be, storm chasing is inherently dangerous no matter what. Even some of the safest, Tim Samaras was considered the safest storm chaser. He wrote a book on like storm chasing safety, and he died in an EF3, which if it had hit a town, it would have been probably an EF5. It was the widest and strongest tornado, 2.6 miles wide, 4.2 kilometers wide. This probably the strongest, largest tornado in all of U.S. history, and he couldn't get out of the path of it, and him and his son and his chase partner all perished in that one. So, and that was May 31st, 2013, which May 31st, we all know May 31st. When I saw that happen, and that was after the roof got thrown at me, I was like, I think I should be much more careful about chasing. Anyways. Okay, so that's my entire life story. Lad says, no one's answering me either. 1 second here. Sorry, just to clarify, we can't always answer every question in the comments. We try our best, but we can't. I'm still not seeing any rotation on the storm, which is good. Still strong winds heading up towards Almont. It's right in Middleville right now, but I'm not seeing anything as far as rotation is concerned on that particular storm. And we did take off our tornado potential polygon. There is still some chance with this storm as it tracks into the Ottawa Valley, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, you're good. I mean, it's a severe thunderstorm warning. Still take it seriously. Still don't be outside. But yeah, it's definitely not as strong as it was before. But we'll see what happens here. Oh, I see Latch had a very important question. Is it going to hit Keswick? I want to golf tomorrow. I see your question is. 1 second here.
From what I saw, Keswick was kind of in the strongest area for storms tomorrow. At least Environment Canada's map had Keswick in the main zone.
It has Keswick in its A region, which was the tornado region. Yeah. Yeah, Keswick is has a decent chance. Probably in the afternoon, I would assume. Whoa, Weatherflower said Adam Reed just saw a windmill just get broken in half from a tornado just now. Whoa. Oh, yeah, of course. Reed Timmer. He's the greatest of all time.
Really interesting pictures in Iowa. Lots of devastation.
Do you mean horrifying? Yeah, probably horrifying.
I was going to say a different word, but you don't like me saying it, so.
Oh, yeah, well, definitely.
I was trying to think on the spot.
Interesting is the word you use instead. Okay, that's still probably better than what you're going to say. Let's see here. Yeah, if you want to follow, again, there's some incredible storm chasers in the U.S. I would recommend following Reed Timmer. He's probably the reason I got into chasing in the first place.
Ryan is streaming right now too.
Yeah, Ryan Hall's streaming. Max Velocity is probably streaming. Evan Freiberger is probably streaming, and but of course, if you want to see in the field, spotter, the greatest of all time would be Reed Timmer. I think he's seen like 1,000 tornadoes or something like that. Yeah, he's the greatest of all time. Yeah, I would definitely watch Reed Timmer right now. But Angelic says, "I got you and Reed up." Yeah, if you want to see some real action, and to go watch Reed's stream right now. Obviously, it's pretty horrifying what's happening down there. Our thoughts are with all those in Iowa, in the path of the tornadoes that are occurring at the moment. Tornado risk on this storm has dropped to 6%. We've gone from 25 down to 20, down to 18, down to 15, down to 10, down to, what did I say? 6. Okay, 6% tornado risk on the storm. That is much better than it was before. 6 is still not out of the woods yet. We still have some kinking here. We still have some bowing. We'll see what happens with this. Tilt 2 still some really strong winds in there as well too. Again, I would not be surprised if that dropped a little brief tornado before. Hopefully everybody in the Levant and Ompa area. If this dropped a tornado earlier, it was near Beatty or Canonto area, basically right here. If this dropped a tornado, it would have been right there, north of Ompa, just north of the 509. So again, I hope everybody's staying safe with that, or stayed safe with that one. The storm's still cooking. Anything for Smith Falls, says Chandler, or will Smith Falls get hit with anything? The storm is heading in your direction. You're going to see some of it for sure. So here's Smith Falls. You can see this part of the storm. It is moving in this direction. So Perth and Smith Falls, you're going to see some of the storm. Right now, it's not the strongest part of the storm. It's just kind of some heavy rain, maybe some lightning, maybe some small hail embedded in here as well. But not seeing anything too significant as far as winds are concerned at the moment. Still severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada, and still probably some quite strong winds. Yeah, probably some strong winds on the Middleville area, Boyd's, Carleton
warning
Place,
was just
Almont.
extended to Ottawa area.
I see it. Yeah. Okay, so Ottawa is now in the severe thunderstorm warning. I have a feeling they did not mention a tornado risk on this one because again, the tornado risk has pretty much vanished, which is incredibly good news. So, Vicarious says just got a severe warning in Canada. Thank you very much. I guess it's not looking good for my 6 p.m. flight out of Ottawa, says Martin. They might delay a little bit until the storm passes, but once the storm passes, you're good. So it might be a bit delayed. We'll see. Danielle says, I'm sure you get annoyed with this question, but how can you tell there's rotation on a storm besides the definitive hook? Just curious. I'm scared of the storms, but also so intrigued by them. You don't see it in reflectivity. So you know how every weather app, including the free instant weather app, you know how it just shows like red for storms and that's it? You can kind of sometimes see a shape on it. You can see a hook on it. This really doesn't tell us. It's wind. You need to be able to see velocity data. So when I first started getting into weather, I was like watching like the Weather Network radar all the time on the TV, and I was just like, is this all there is? Is this all the data there is? There's got to be more than this. There's got to be more information than what I'm looking at here. So I started doing digging. I started following Reed Timmer. I started getting into pro radar apps, and now we finally have our own pro radar app, which is super cool. I think it's the best in Canada, and I think it's going to be major improvements that are coming up pretty soon. So I think I personally, a little biased, but I think it's the best pro radar app available right now. It's a bit arguable though, because I think there's still other features on some other apps that are great. But we're gonna get to all those too. We're gonna add all the good stuff. So, but yeah, so we have Instant Weather Pro. So if you want to be able to look at velocity, which is wind data, to be able to see that red versus green, to be able to see like really tight rotation and very bright values. And again, you can move your mouse around here and actually see kilometers per hour. There's no, I don't think there might be another pro radar app that shows kilometers per hour, but I'm not sure. But I know for sure ours does. So you can move your mouse around, see exactly kilometer per hour. You can see if there's strong winds. You can see if there's rotation. And you need something like Instant Weather Pro to be able to do that. Also, we load Canadian radar faster than any other app. I'm watching every other app. And our Canadian radar, we went out of our way to do it. I mean, we're called Instant Weather. So, like, what are we doing?
If you want to show an example of rotation right now, you should go over to Iowa.
Oh, dear. Is it horrifying? Let's go see. Here's tornado warnings in Iowa right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4, 5, 6, or 5. Let's take a look here. Oh man, this is gonna be bananas, I betcha. Yeah, if you want to take a look at what Velocity Radar is doing. Side note, our dev team right now is working on improving the US radar. It's going to load so much faster. I mean, the reflectivity loaded pretty quick there, but it's going to load drastically faster on both sides. Steven says, Ottawa issues severe thunderstorm warning. Yep, for sure. I mean, this is an area of rotation for sure right here. Oh, there we go. That is a strong area rotation. 190 kilometer an hour winds versus 171. Oh, no, versus 45. So 200 versus 45. There's 245 kilometers an hour of rotation in that little pocket right there. That is horrifying. Hope everybody in Iowa is staying safe because that looks pretty terrifying. So tornado warnings right there. Big tornado watch across the U.S. And as we scroll up, let's go take a look at the area that we're covering right now. And we still got strong winds on this storm that's heading into Carleton Place, Almont. Stittsville may head up towards Ottawa. And by the way, sorry, we were just talking about Instant Weather Pro. If you do want to subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, you can do so at instantweatherpro.com. I put the link right below here at the very bottom of the screen. And a huge thank you to those who have subscribed, who are supporting the project, and so excited about it. It's getting better every day. It's getting better all the time. It's getting better all the time. Anyways, yeah, it's awesome. So huge thank you to those who are, by the way, if you do use Instant Weather Pro, we have quite a few subscribers now. Please let us know in the comments if what you think of it and if you're enjoying it and if you're excited about all the upcoming features. Still a 6% tornado risk on this storm, but we'll see what happens with it. The velocity keeps getting weaker, although it is getting really close to radar, so that could be affecting the velocity a bit. But it's getting quite close to radar. Looks like a big S here. There's kind of a bowing front to it, so it could be some pretty strong winds on the front side of that storm. Obviously, that's why Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Laj says, should Keswick people take cover? We're talking about tomorrow, Laj. Right now, Keswick is good. You're fine. No cover in Keswick. You're good to go. Noam says, will we ever be able to select multiple radars at the same time? Oh, you mean to like click two of them and have them both kind of like overlap each other? That's a bit tricky because we're like, where do you overlap? Do you like cut a line right in the middle and have them overlap? That could actually be a cool feature. That could be interesting. There's a
My guess would be you would show it like the area that's like the closest to each radar station, but that would like involve a lot of calculations to like be like each point on the radar.
It wouldn't be that hard.
Be like,
it would be like
it's the closest to the radar.
Kind of stick them together and then you just like cut them at the radius of the radar. I don't know. It would be a bit tricky to figure exactly out where to have the values from. But it's possible. It could be possible. That's really interesting. No, what you can also do is it's a website. So you can just open up another Chrome tab and put it on. If you have like two monitors, you can like put it on the other monitor, or even in the same monitor, you can like put one on one side of the screen, one on the other. So you can open up multiple radars at the same time.
Although, isn't that what like composite radar basically already does?
Yeah, but composite radar takes every tilt, and it's only for reflectivity, right? So it's only what you can do. If, by the way, this is also coming. If you turn off the radar, then you see the mosaic radar. You'll be able to see the composite mosaic radar. When you turn it on, you'll see the rapidly, much more updated raw radar data, which is what ProRadar is all about. So, Robert Hill says, Instant Weather Pro is one of those tools that is literally always open on my computer. Such a great information hub with so many radars right at your fingertips. Thank you so much, Robert. Appreciate it. And again, so many awesome features are coming to it. Aiden says, would it be useful for pilots or is it more for meteorologists? It's useful for anybody who wants to be able to actually look at true raw radar data and not just look at the kind of blobby composite radar smushed together of standard weather apps. So it's good for meteorologists. It's good for pilots. It'd be good for any weather enthusiast that wants to be able to look what we're doing. If you want to be able to, if you're like, Adam, move the radar over and go back to Bancroft so I can see what's going on in Bancroft. Well, you don't have to wait for me to do that. You can just do it yourself. Or you can also just yell at me in the comments and say, Adam, move the damn radar over to Bancroft. And I'll be, oh, sure. Okay. My bad. Let's see here. Jack says, I paid for the client for Instant Weather Pro, but I seem to have lost the link to log in to view it. Oh, just send us an email, help@instantweather.ca. Teresa's probably overwhelmed right now sending out instructions for subscriptions, but obviously first come, first serve, it goes in order. So when she gets your email, she'll send that over to you. But yeah, if you could send email to help@instantweather.ca, Jack, send it to Teresa and say, I lost my link. Here's the email that I subscribed with. And she'll get that information back to you. So if you search your email for Instant Weather Pro, you might find it. Michaela says, how about tomorrow for Prescott and Russell? Yeah, there's a risk. It's hard to say for sure what exactly is going to happen, but there's definitely a risk tomorrow for Eastern Ontario again. A stronger risk actually than today. Today had a pretty strong risk. Tomorrow, as we've been talking about, if you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, we've been talking about it. I posted like 4 days ago. I said Monday, Tuesday got some issues. Monday was a little bit severe, some flooding, some hail. Tuesday looked a little bit stronger for Eastern Ontario. Wednesday looks strong. So Wednesday is the day of this kind of 3-day storm, scattered storm situation we're dealing with here. So yeah, so that storm's still heading into the Ottawa Valley at the moment. It's got quite a look to it on reflectivity. It's got a kind of a head up here. It's got a big swooping stomach here. Yeah, definitely needs to do some intermittent fasting, I would think, probably. I would say it's usually a good thing. But on velocity does not look that amazingly strong on it, which is good. Again, we're really close to radar, so maybe closer to the surface it's stronger. We did have potential damage from the storm earlier, which could have actually been a tornado based on the strong rotation couplet we had and the fact that there was power outages and trees down. It's very possible that this did produce a brief tornado or a brief downburst. And or could it just been lightning that maybe knocked down a tree? But so, Brandon, you said it was quite a little patch of area that was out of power, right?
Yeah, Cole looked into it further, and he said it was about 2,000 people were out in that area, and it's
wow,
a fairly
and that's a pretty
rural area. So
yeah,
that would be a lot of people.
Wow,
and it's customers, so it's like households.
That's right. So 2,000 households, not 2,000 people. Julian says, "Will Ottawa get the bow echo?" It's kind of starting to bow a bit, but the winds are not. The winds are not telling me that it's a bow echo at this point in time. Jerome says, Ryan is saying pretty well, every storm seems to be producing tornadoes in the States right now. Yeah, the States looks bananas at the moment.
Yeah, there was a really impressive CC couplet. 2 of them, there's like 2 monster tornadoes on the ground.
Oh boy. Yeah, for those who don't know, a correlation coefficient couplet or a correlation coefficient drop is a CC drop means that there's debris being lofted in the air. That means like buildings and trees are just being thrown in the air. That's what radar's picking up when you see that. MKD says, Adam, may I ask if the storm tomorrow is the storm Iowa is getting now? Yeah, that whole system is going to continue to push east. It's not going to be as strong as it was in Iowa, but there is some tornado potential tomorrow, so we'll see. We will see what happens. But yeah, it's that whole system is pushing to the northeast at the moment. Bren, can you mute, by the way? I just hear a lot of clinking and clanking on your end. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. He's probably smashing whatever he was. He probably was like, how's this sound? Even though he's off now. Why is this not charging faster? Come on. 8%. What? Why not? Why? All right. I'm going to turn off the iPad for a bit, though, because it's not charging as fast as I'd like it to. Charge faster. Okay. Jessica says, watching Reed's live right now, and they had a tornado. It was wild. He's had quite a few on the live stream lately. I watched one the other day. It was like right above his head. It was spectacularly horrifying. Lee says, when are you putting up tomorrow's forecast? Brennan's working on it right now. There's a lot of data he needs to check over. Some models are saying storms are going to happen over here. Some saying it happened over there. Some saying they're not going to happen at all. It's one of those situations. So it's still going to be a little bit till he puts the forecast out. But, we've been talking about Wednesday for 4 days. So pretty sure folks should know about it now if they are following our page. I think I pinned that to the top of the page as well too. Yeah, I think so. Jennifer says, what about Aurelia tomorrow? Maybe. It's hard to say for sure, but it's possible. It's possible. If you are not on our Facebook group, it's a great place to be for sharing reports and for seeing the reports of other folks in the community. Facebook.com/groups/Ontario Storm Reports. Or if you're on the Facebook app, just click the search button at the top. I know it's like a AI circle now or some weird meta AI. Anyways, but it's still a search bar. So click that button and then type Ontario Storm Reports. You'll see a group page that's got about 275,000 people. Jump into that. That is our reporting group for Ontario. So please head over. We also have one for Alberta. We have one for Saskatchewan, and we have one for Manitoba as well too. Okay, the storm should be an update in about 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to jump back. I just want to see what's going on for southern Quebec at the moment. Some storms in the States will possibly sneak across the border here into Quebec, as that is the international line right there. I'm just going to jump back here, take a look at central Ontario, not much going on. Take a look at the southwest, not much going on. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the States right now. Many, many tornado warnings and big, wide tornado watch. I'm going to jump over here, see what's happening in Manitoba. There are some storms near the Dauphin area. Okay, things are getting a little more interesting. Larger hail signature here south of Dutton and Gilbert Plains, and a little bit of rotation. A little bit of kind of broad rotation up here near Dutton. And there's the next update. We just got the next update right there. Yeah, the rotation's pretty soft at the moment. Mainly just a hail risk. So looks like, yeah, maybe areas just west of Dauphin or maybe towards Dauphin could get a little bit of hail. We do have a funnel cloud advisory for parts of Saskatchewan. And yeah, any of these storms in the Saskatoon area, it could be funnel clouds with them. And in rare cases, those funnel clouds could turn into a landspout tornado. So if you are in the Saskatchewan area, if you're in the Saskatoon area of Saskatchewan, you might want to pay attention to that. Where did that storm come from? Oh, look at this. This is interesting. That's simulated. Okay, simulated storm. So there could actually be a storm here on simulated future radar, but it's not showing up on the actual radars itself. And then over here to Calgary area, seeing some lightning. Nothing too spectacular. All good. All right, so let's jump back to our storm that we are paying attention to, which is this large storm heading into the Ottawa area right now, going through Almont. Looks like some pretty gusty winds on it. I don't know if there's going to be severe winds, but certainly some gusty winds in there. There is a 24% risk of severe wind gusts, so it's possible. It's certainly possible. We'll have to see how it develops. Let me jump back into the comments here. Rena says, when I look at the CAS BV radar, it looks like rotation in the Ottawa storm. Let me check that out. Oh, did it go down? It might have gone down. Oh, no, it's up. Okay. Oh, I see what you're seeing. Yeah, see, this is noise. These, like, really bright values that come out of nowhere that are random, like these little blocky kind of things, those are probably noise. There's some really, really broad rotation here. I'm not seeing anything too specific. This radar is right beside the storm, so it's got the best look at it. I mean, it couldn't be any closer to the storm. But at some point in time, it's too close to the storm, and then you have to use radars elsewhere to try to get a look at that. Let me see here. And yeah, some broad rotation starting to build again on US radar. Bridget says, I'm South Ottawa and it's getting real dark, really dark. Monty is pouring and gusty. Sounds about right. Miriam says, no tornado, right? Nothing. There's no strong rotation like we saw earlier. Earlier, it was ridiculously strong. But thankfully, I don't think the environment was strong enough to support it like a long lasting. It is very possible that it touched down, though, because we have 2,000 homes without power in the area. Yeah, the Ompa area. Was it Ompa and, let me remember that name. It was like the North Frontenac area. Ompa and Levant. Levant is out of power. Beatty area. Canonto, Folger area. But if it touched down, I bet you it was right here. I bet you that tornado would have been right here. If there was a tornado touchdown, right here. And I'm sure Dr. Sills and his team are looking into that one. I would think so, because wow, did it ever look impressive on radar. Holy. Holy. Okay. Quite a storm in Barrie yesterday. No strong winds to it. There's a lot of folks that said they saw a funnel cloud in Barrie yesterday. 8% tornado risk now on this, so it's starting to actually increase again. That's not good. A lot of people are like, "Oh, we saw a funnel cloud in Barrie yesterday." I was like, there was no rotation.
There was an impressive scud cloud reported on Ontario storm reports.
I did see that. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I said there was no rotation. My mistake. There actually was rotation. It was very broad. And the risk percentage on machine learning was like 1% for Barrie. So it really didn't look that impressive. I was deep in a meeting, so I did pause the meeting for a second, run upstairs and take a peek. And I was like, there was barely any wind in Barrie. It was pretty gusty in some areas, but yeah, I think there was actually some minor wind damage, wasn't there, Brendan? Wasn't there a tree went down somewhere from yesterday's storms?
I think I saw a picture Windsor, I believe, but that may have been from the day before. I can't remember. There was some wind damage.
I remember there's like a tree down somewhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that was Windsor. Windsor always gets hit with damage.
They don't call it Windsor for nothing.
Touche. Faith says it was really bad conditions in the 400. Yeah, I mean, torrential rain, you don't want to drive in that no matter what. Also, when you're driving really fast, so if you're driving like 100 kilometers an hour, it's going to feel like 100 kilometer an hour winds hitting the car because you're going that fast. You're creating that wind. So if you pulled over to the side, the winds are not as strong. Sharon's helping me out here. She says it said umpa, not oompa. I thought it was like oompa loompa, but it turns out it's umpa. Umpa. Good to know. Not oompa, but umpa. Miriam says, is the city part of Ottawa in any risks? Yeah, a severe thunderstorm, or at least a severely warned thunderstorm is heading in your direction. It's increasing in strength again, potentially. We could have some wind risks with it coming into, because it looks like right now, it looks like
models were like showing that, like it would strengthen a bit as it went into Ottawa.
Mm-hmm. It's turning into one big sharp wall of rain. There's definitely some flooding risk for Ottawa, of course, when you have a concrete jungle and you have all this precipitation coming into the area. Definitely, you can have some flooding risk. Angelic says Greenfield, Iowa took some major damage from the tornado, including their hospital. Oh, man. That's rough. Hope everybody's okay. Heavy rain and strong winds in Almont. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Appreciate it. Is it Almont or is it Almont? Anastasia says clouds are quite dense and layered approaching Ottawa. Interesting, layered. Brennan, do you want to throw up Ontario storm reports? I bet you there's probably some interesting stuff. Olivia says Carleton Place is bad. And at the same time, Leona says strong wind, rain, and thunder in Carleton Place. Can you shift me over slightly? Because I'm kind of like blocking the... Is there a way? Aha, that's good. Oh, that's Beckwith, Ontario, right there. Wow. That's an interesting looking storm visually. Whoa. Yeah, that's a low... That's Carleton Place? It's like hugging the surface, though. That's a bit concerning. It's really close to the ground. Like, not tornado close to the ground, but like hugging the ground. So that means we could be dealing with definitely some wind damage. 7% tornado risk on that, 25% wind risk on it. And what that means percentage-wise is like 25% of the time, a storm like this goes through an area and it produces wind damage. So 1 out of 4 times. It's pretty aligned. So what it says is usually, pretty solid. We're going to do some hybrid stuff with it, though, to account for landspout, funnel cloud risks, all those things. So doing some really exciting stuff. So much exciting stuff with development team. Our dev team's awesome. Kudos to them. Without them, we wouldn't have really cool stuff like Instant Weather Pro. We wouldn't have our Instant Weather app. We wouldn't have, the ability to post Environment Canada alerts right to Facebook and Twitter instantly. All of that kind of stuff. So we do have to, Twitter kind of gave us a hard time there. So for some reason, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba Twitter pages are not automatically posting Environment Canada alerts right now. So we're working on a fix for that. It's a never-ending list of to-do. We still have to do a dark mode for the instant weather app. We still have to do a widget, and on and on and on and on. LaChris says, any threat for Montreal today? Yeah, it's possible. Melissa said I posted a video from Carleton Place. Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it. Did you post that to Ontario Storm Reports? Mandy says, cool breeze now in Finch, Ontario. I'm enjoying it. Definitely enjoy it. Let's see here. Lanark is flooded, says Alone. Let's see here. Jennifer says, what would the May 31st, 1985 F4 tornado be classified as today? I talked to Dr. Sills about this, and because I said, would it be close to an EF5? He said close, but it'd probably still be a high-end EF4. And he would know. He is the doctor. He knows his stuff. Spent his whole life working on that. So he would know for sure if it would have reached EF5 status. But he said, yeah. I mean, there's a lot more population now, and some of the buildings maybe built at not as great a quality. I don't know if there have been more damage. Probably more damage. But yeah, I think he said high-end EF4. Jennifer says, cool. Alexis says, I'm going to go watch it. Be safe, please. Please be safe. Muriel says, can you please give an update on what will come from this storm on the Gatineau side? Yeah, give me 1 second. I just want to answer. Danielle says, could super damaging tornadoes ever hit Ottawa in the city? I mean, yeah. In 2018, there was an EF3 that went through Dunrobin and moved through Ottawa into Gatineau. So EF3 is a pretty strong tornado. Pretty darn strong tornado. So yeah, it has happened, and it has happened before, and it could very well happen again. Let's hope not for a long time. That would be great. Okay, I am just, Lana says, Madoc for tomorrow. Maybe. It's hard to say for sure, but there's a chance. So, we'll be live.
I just sent you the preliminary forecast for tomorrow in the forecasting chat. If you want to bring it up.
Should we sneak preview it on the... What's going on here? The Montreal radar is showing some interesting signatures here. 96 to 51. I don't like what's going on here. It could be noise. Let me look at tilt 2. Oh. Hello. It could be noise. I hope it's noise. This radar is too close to even see it. Let me go up to tilt 4. It's hard to tell. Hope that's noise. We'll watch another frame to see what happens. Melody says, anything super serious for Ottawa East? Hold on. Melissa says it's not noise. Sorry, Melissa, I'm not sure if you understand what we're referring to. There's velocity radar, so wind radar can see noise, and sometimes it can look like a rotation couplet, like a mesocyclone. You can see this rotation. All of a sudden, like, it goes from no rotation to the next frame. It looks like really, really strong rotation to the next frame. It's gone. And that was actually just radar noise. So I'm not saying that the storm itself is noise. I'm saying that it's like a noisy data signal coming in. Hockey says, compare it with KTYX. I'm watching KTYX right now. And so far, KTYX looks pretty boring. There's some really, really broad soft rotation, but nothing super strong like we saw before. What we saw before actually was on KTYX. We saw really strong rotation up high, and then it ended up stretching and tilting down towards the surface. And that's when we think we may have had a brief tornado earlier today. Curtis keeps asking about North Glengarry. Oh, Alexandria. You're way out to the east, right? You're way out here. Alexandria. Wait, that's not. Oh, there you are. You're way over here. Yeah, you're good right now. I mean, you might see the storm. You'll probably see the storm at some point in time. But right now, it's looking like some strong winds heading into the Ottawa area. And we'll see what happens with the storm. 5 p.m. The classic 5 p.m. right now. Let's see here. Actually, it's 5:02:59. If it's not 5:02:59, if it's like right now it's like 5:03 or 5:04. Sorry, if it's 5:04 or 5:05, if it's like 5:05 right now, and I just said it's 5:03, refresh your stream. But if you're within 30 seconds or a minute, then you're probably fine. But the stream should be pretty close. You can look at the time at the very, very bottom left of the screen. Sorry, down there. Very, very bottom left of the screen. You can see the time, and you want to make sure it's close to the time you're watching so that you get the most updated information. You can always just refresh your stream. But if it's close, you're okay. 7% tornado risk on that storm heading into Ottawa. 24% wind risk on it. 33% severe in total, and only a 6% hail risk on it.
I'm just looking on ads and the reports from Iowa. Someone saying the Greenville tornado put debris on their uncle's farm some 25 to 30 miles away from the actual tornado.
Wow. You got to loft it pretty high up in the air for it to get that far. Wow. That is terrifying. My thoughts are with those in Iowa right now. Iowa's getting hammered with tornadoes. That's terrifying. Jenny says, the kids are in the back on the trampoline in South Ottawa while I'm listening to you. All pets are in basement and we're prepared to run downstairs. Cool. Just because of the lightning threat, might be good to get them out of the basement, but it's still not there yet. But lightning can jump pretty far. What's the world record? I think there was a world record in Brazil where lightning jumped like 100 kilometers from a storm. So, yeah. And trampolines with wind are never the greatest. You might want to pull them off trampoline. Might just want to bring them inside as the storm rolls in. Justin says the Greenville, Iowa tornado had 3 vortices. Insane outbreak. Yeah, it is wild. Oh, we're going to sneak preview your forecast. Brendan, do you want to just add it to StreamYard and then just bring it up? You can just do a full screen with it?
Yeah.
I'll just check it out. I'll check it out on the stream. All right, world first. Breaking new data. Brendan has done a forecast map for tomorrow. And oof! That's colorful. This is your forecast map for tomorrow, folks. If you are in Barrie, Midland, Orillia, Bracebridge, Parry Sound, Sundridge, Algonquin Park, Huntsville, Bancroft, Deep River, North Bay, Pembroke, and Renfrew. I think I said Peterborough too. You are in the level 3, which is the strong risk for severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and 1 or 2 tornadoes are possible. If you are in the slight risk, which is the level 2, there is still an isolated risk for a tornado. There is still a risk for 100-kilometer wind gusts. There is still risk for large hail and some isolated flooding. If you are in the green area, which is just a little sliver to the west there, it's a marginal risk, a low risk, and chances are most of the severe thunderstorms are going to be east of that area. So pretty much from central Ontario, parts of also maybe Niagara and the GTA, the storm should pop maybe around Kitchener-ish.
Yeah, the Niagara region really does seem to be showing up in the data too. Like there's some storms that are tracking like over Lake Erie and into the Niagara region.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, what's going on here? So can you jump back to radar? So that's a sneak preview of our forecast map for tomorrow. Brendan will be posting that to our Facebook pages. So make sure you're on Instant Weather Ontario. Make sure you're on Ontario Storm Watch. And I hope this is also noise here, because all of a sudden we have, well, there was kind of something here, and then there was that. So let's go look at Tilt 2. Nothing on Tilt 2, so it's not supported at the top. A good way to figure out if there's noise, if you are watching on Instant Weather Pro with us here, a good way to figure out if this is wind noise or if this is actually legit is go to Tilt 2 and go to Tilt 3. If you remember when we were tracking what was potentially a tornado earlier, I went to Tilt 2, Tilt 3, Tilt 4, and there was rotation all the way up. So that means there's a lot of support in the middle and upper atmosphere, or the middle or upper end of the storm, basically. Hold hold on a second here. North Bay, sun just came out and jumped to 27 degrees. Is it a warm front maybe? I haven't even checked. 6% tornado risk on this storm and 15% wind risk on it right now. So not seeing anything too strong as far as rotation is concerned. But yeah, it looks like it could be some pretty darn gusty winds heading into the Ottawa area. I did want to look at Gatineau as well, too. Someone was asking about Gatineau. There is a severe thunderstorm warning now from Environment Canada for the Gatineau area. And yeah, so basically, as this single storm continues to push to the east, could be bringing with it some damaging wind gusts, could be bringing with it a little bit of rotation. I mean, I hope this is just noise because it's 64 versus 36, which is exactly 100. Yeah, basically 100 kilometer an hour rotation there. But again, I'm not sure if that's just noise. It might just be noise. But if you're in Stittsville,
I should note that the storm is like right over Franktown radar, so it's kind of like probably skewing the data a bit.
Whoa, look at that report. We're talking about Stittsville right now, and look at this report from 2 minutes ago. Look at that huge shelf coming in Stittsville. Wow. You can see that on the screen at the top left there. That is, so what you're seeing here on radar is actually, oh, Brennan's scrolling away from it now. Thanks, Brennan. Appreciate that. I was trying to. There's the shelf
I was
cloud.
showing other ones.
I know, but I'm just literally, I'm like, so this is what you see on radar, and that's what you see on the photo. And as I do that, you scrolled away. There's Canada right now in southwest Ottawa. You can see the big shelf cloud coming in right there from Rena. Thank you, Rena. I saw her in the comments earlier as well, too. And it keeps updating. Whoa, there's Munster at 506. That is quite a shelf cloud there, folks. That looks like a bunch of scud hanging out from it. And you know, that kind of looks like a funnel cloud. It's actually a scud. So it's basically just some lifting clouds under the deck there. 7% tornado risk on that storm, 22% wind risk. So the wind risk has actually increased. And there's still that storm in Manitoba I want to take a peek at as well too. But I'm hoping if you're in Stittsville, I wouldn't hang around to see if that's rotation or noise. You probably want to be inside with that one, I would think. A lot of population in Stittsville there. Basically
Check
deep
out
southwestern
that storm
Ottawa.
from Blainville. The radar in Quebec.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was looking at that earlier, and oh boy. Yeah, it looks much stronger from the Montreal radar there. Really strong winds up towards Corky here, towards Huntley, whatever this is, corners, Manion, Manion corners, Huntley, heading into Stittsville, South March, Carp, Elm. This gust front could be bringing in some pretty darn strong winds. And like Brennan's saying, it's pouring rain right now on the radar. Usually S-band is still pretty good in that way, but that could be affecting the way it's actually reading this radar right now. But yeah, and I'm just watching it from the U.S. The U.S. doesn't look too strong either from KTYX. Doesn't look too strong, but that's pretty far away at this point now. So probably...
It definitely has an impressive structure on it. We keep getting reports on Ontario storm reports. Yeah,
the structure is incredible, and it's really, really close to the surface. That concerns me for maybe some isolated downbursts. Definitely be taking shelter if you're in the Ottawa area with this one, because it's coming in hot, and it could be pretty strong. It's right over the Franktown radar right now, though, which could be affecting this. But if you look at from the Montreal radar here, or from the Blainville radar, we're seeing some really strong values. Much higher up in the air, it's scanning, because it's so much further from that radar. But seeing some pretty strong values there, so this could be pretty strong as far as wind gusts are concerned. I'm not sure about a tornado risk. Again, 7% chance. So, and basically a storm like this, 7% of the time can produce a tornado. It's still relatively low on the scale, but yeah, it was 25% earlier, and I'm pretty sure a touchdown. Again, I would not be surprised if they go and find a path of damage on that one from earlier, because wow, it looked pretty interesting, to say the least. But yeah, if you're in the Ottawa area right now, the storm's still coming in hot. Could be some damaging wind gusts in here. 7% of the time, a storm like this could produce a tornado. So that's machine learning for you. It's obviously there's some good upside to machine learning. Not just someone to answer your homework for you, but also some cool AI features with storms. So it's good. Let's see here. Yeah, that's basically the storm we're watching. I'm going to go check on it in a second. 506. We should be getting a radar update there in about 1 or 2 minutes. I'm just going to take a flight over here to the Dauphin area. I just wanted to see what was going on with this storm. Still some hail near Gilbert Plains and Keld. That's moving really slow, so probably some flooding risk west of Dauphin with that severely worn storm. Still a funnel cloud advisory, land spout advisory for Saskatchewan. So any of these little storms could potentially have a funnel cloud or a land spout tornado associated with them. No lightning anymore, or very minimal lightning here near Drumheller in Alberta. Yes, that is what we're looking at across the country. Again, down here in the States, it is a tornado outbreak, basically. So Iowa, we've got many tornado warnings. This is down here in the U.S. It's just horrifying. We're hearing lots and lots of reports of damage. I mean, the wind gusts here,
Yeah, the
130.
current count from the SPC is 12 tornado reports so far.
12 tornado reports down here in Iowa. So we hope everybody stays safe. With that, it looks pretty terrifying. So yeah, hopefully everybody's okay. And then we go back to our single storm that is heading into the Ottawa Valley. And that is the one we are watching closely. Winds are picking up on it, actually. 75 kilometers an hour. We could be getting to... This is noise. Remember talking about noise? This random few bins of data here by Terry Fox Drive and Richardson Side Road. This is likely noise because it's just kind of randomly by itself and no winds around to support it. But this is not noise. So this is likely a real value. 75.6 kilometers an hour. Getting close to that 90 kilometer an hour, which is the severe threshold. So we could be seeing some damaging wind gusts moving into Ottawa with that little part of the storm right here, right near Stittsville. I'm sure there's many people in the comments from Stittsville. Let us know what you're experiencing in the comments. And we've already seen lots of reports being shared to our Facebook group here as well. Jacqueline says, does the Ottawa storm seem to be tracking south of the Ottawa River, east of Ottawa, or more northeast following the river? Good question. Let's back up and animate it here. It's tracking to the northeast. It's expanding to the east, but here, let me zoom in right here. The strongest part of it is tracking to the northeast, right into Ottawa proper, but you can see the storm itself is expanding to the southeast. But yeah, it's probably bringing with it some pretty strong winds. I would think so. Thank you for the question. Appreciate it. Stittsville is extremely windy, says Kelly. Yeah, 75 is... I mean, how close it was to the ground, 75 feels strong. Heavy rain and strong winds in Stittsville right now, says Jennifer Reed. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Question here, is there a tornado warning? No, not at the moment. There's no tornado warning. We're looking at damaging wind gusts from this one, most likely. There is still a small percentage of a tornado risk. It went down to 3, which is great news. Tornado risk has gone down to 3% on that storm. That is exciting. And you don't want it to go up, you want it to go down. So the tornado risk has lowered, but the wind risk is still pretty potent here. 24% chance of severe winds. Quinn says, what about the Ottawa Valley / Ottawa? Oh, what about the Ottawa Valley / Ottawa that causes this weather? It has nothing to do with Ottawa. This is a storm system coming in. It doesn't care if it's Ottawa, it doesn't care if it's Barrie, it doesn't care if it's Windsor. It's just the position of the storms, the position of the low pressure, position of the warm front, whatever is associated here, and it doesn't care. It's not like checking, oh, is it Ottawa? Okay, we're gonna get severe. It's just circumstantial. Yeah, wherever you have the conditions, you have the potential for severe weather. Carlos, my sister just sent me this 5 minutes ago. Oh, look, we got even more reports. There's Canada as well. Oh, I think they got pulled off the page because it looked like they were driving.
Oh, that's why. I couldn't figure out. I was trying to.
Where did it magically disappear to? Huge thanks to our moderators, likely Patricia or Lindsay, for pulling stuff like that off the page. We do not advocate for driving and taking photos or videos at the same time. We love your reports, but pull over safely to the side of the road, and then that is the time to, if you want to take a photo or a video and send it to us. But definitely don't do it while you're driving, please. The last thing we want is like, oh, gotta send some reports in about the storm, and then you get in a car crash. And that's the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish here. Yeah, so that is an area of really strong winds. We just had reports of really strong winds in Stittsville. This could be producing damaging wind gusts, and it's heading right towards Barhaven at the moment. Fallowfield, Bridlewood. I don't think this is tornadic. I don't think it's probably going to produce a tornado. I mean, crazier things have happened, but I don't think this is tornadic at this point in time. But I do believe that damaging wind gusts are certainly possible with it for Fallowfield, Barhaven, maybe up towards Clearview, Maryvale Gardens, these areas of Ottawa at the moment. So Barhaven, no stranger to severe weather and damaging wind gusts. Yeah, this was noise. So we thought maybe this could have been a little tiny speck of rotation, but it just vanished on the next frame. So that was just noise. But yeah, if you are in Fallowfield, Barhaven, Ashdale, Uplands, these parts of Ottawa, I'd be taking shelter with that storm because really strong wind gusts are moving into the area at this point in time. Yes. Denise says it's in Bell's Corner, Nepan. How did I pronounce it again? Nepen? Nepian? Nepian?
Nepany.
Nepany. Why do I always do that? Nepany. No, it couldn't be knee because it's A-N.
I think that's
Nepian?
down by Kingston.
Windy and dark, moving in fast. What? Oh, I see. You're Napanee. You're thinking of Napanee? Napian. That's what I said initially. So Napian. Someone says Nepian. Everybody's saying knee. Na, ne, na. Look at all the difference. This is what I have to deal with trying to learn how to pronounce things. So ne, na, ni, na. Please. Please. Can we all get together in a group and decide what the real one is and then post it? That would help me a lot. So far it's Nepani. There was na, ni, ne, na, na. This one's na, nupian. Na. We're going with a na. This is new, na. Please. Can we please?
I might be just trolling you at this point.
No, they're not trolling me. Everybody has a different way of phonetically spelling it. We have nupian, nopian. It's ne. This is the most scientific one I've seen so far with the accent. Is that accent aigu or accent grave? I think it's accent aigu. Nepion, pronounced for Nepion. This one says Napian. Kelly says just Google it. No, this is way more fun. Na. Here we got Lori with a Napian. Jenny with a Napian. See, this is Napian, and this is Napian. Oh my goodness. Hannah says, na. Hey. Goodbye. All right, that's it. I'm not pronouncing this anymore.
I think we need to focus.
Yeah, we need to focus, Brennan. I certainly agree. Strong winds heading through Barhaven. This kind of looks like it's rotation, but it's not. I think it's just noise. Yeah, it's just noise, but really strong winds. Going into Barhaven, we could see some damaging wind gusts. There could maybe be a little bit of isolated rotation there. It's hard to tell. It looks pretty noisy. It's really hard to tell, but strong winds, especially through also here, Richmond area, Twin Elm, Manotick, Waterson Corners, Barhaven, Heart's Desire, Riverside South, Ashdale, Cedardale. If you're in Fallowfield, let us know what you experienced, if it's safe to do so. Yeah. Miriam says funnel cloud in Canada. Funnel cloud? I don't see any rotation there. Are you sure it's not just a low-hanging scud from the storm? Is it rotating violently, or is it just kind of dangling there? Whoa, look at those photos from Barhaven. I'm going to go check those out, because I can't see the bottom of them. 1 second here. I'm going to go check that out in the background. 1 second. I want to see that closer up. Only 2% tornado risk on the storm right now, so the tornado risk is very low. 19% damaging wind risk. The main risk here is going to be damaging wind gusts. Let's see here. Let me take a look at these photos. Whoa. Yeah, it looks like almost like a wall on the edge of that shelf. Incredible videos coming in with that storm. Thank you so much, folks, for sharing. We appreciate it. Nice to, if you're not on if you're on our Facebook page, or sure, if you're on Facebook, head over to our Facebook group. It's the place to be. 280,000 members. It's a great place to share and view reports. It's called Ontario Storm Reports. We only launched it like 2 years ago, and the thing's just exploded, which is pretty. Oh, Quinn says Manotick. What did I say? Manotick again? I always say that. Oh,
We're not going there again.
No, this is a different
Okay.
place. This is a different place. Manotick, it's good. That's one person.
Yeah, but I'm shutting this down before we go on another few minute spiel.
I'm going to boot you out. Yeah, Steve says the mothership. That's what it was. It is a mothership. That is a mothership, folks. And it's probably bringing in some pretty strong wind gusts over to Barrhaven here. Uplands, Ashdale. Yeah. If you do that, Brennan, I'm going to come back on and sing Baby Shark. This is what's going to happen. Daniel says, we drove through Franktown not long ago and thought of you guys. Aw. The Franktown radar. Yes, of course. Let's see here. Whoa. Jenny says, we had that really bad windstorm a few years ago in April, I think. It put a huge tree through our roof and into the living room. We were prepared and in basement, all thanks to you guys. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm glad you stayed safe. That is terrifying. I'm glad you stayed safe. Are you thinking of the derecho that happened on this exact date in 2022? Is that what you're thinking of? Cheryl says, must have passed us in Petawawa. It never came towards Petawawa. You're good. Petawawa is this. You might get some rain. There's a little bit, some rains, showers and stuff. You might get a little bit of lightning, but this storm never even came close to Petawawa. It's much more to your south. Corey says it's downpour in Nepean. Lee says, yes, the derecho in May 2022. Yeah, it was today. Today is the 2-year anniversary of that day, of that horrible, horrible storm. 15 fatalities that day. That was rough. Currently hitting Barrhaven really bad. Yeah, it looks really strong wind-wise, so definitely could see some damaging wind gusts. As you can see, we zoom right in here on Instant Weather Pro. Whoa, we got a new update. Whoa, right near Manotick. Really strong winds here, 101.88. This is looking pretty strong. And what's going on up here? Is that a little notch? That's probably noise. Again, there's a very, very, very small chance of a spin up with the storm, but that's probably noise. Let me go to tilt 2, higher up in the storm, and a little bit of strong winds up there. Interesting. Yeah, if you're in the Britannia Heights Foster Farm area, Qualicum, Briar Green, Nepean, Bel Air Park, Labar Park. Yeah, there's something going on with that part of the storm, which is catching my attention. But definitely just went through the Barrhaven area. Heart's Desire, Manotick, Manotick Station, Pico, South Gloucester, Greeley, Herbert, Corners. This whole area right here, this part of the storm is really strong. Oh, it's actually, that's actually tracking to the northeast. Let me just animate it here. Oh, no, it's not here. Because it started here, and then it moved to here. Look. Yeah, so that part of the storm is actually tracking more to the east towards Metcalfe, maybe Russell as well. A lot of folks are asking about Russell. Yeah, some strong winds maybe heading your way. A little bit of minor rotation here. I hope it's just noise. There's something going on in tilt 2. It is possible that there could be little QLCS spin-ups in the front of this line. But overall, I mean, again, if we look at 1% tornado risk on this storm. So tornadoes are pretty unlikely. It's not entirely, it can't be entirely ruled out, but it is unlikely at this point in time. Looks pretty messy from Montreal radar. Definitely getting a better look at it from Franktown radar at the moment. But yeah, these are the strongest winds probably we've seen today on radar. 101.88 kilometers an hour. Right down here near Barnsdale Road and 73. Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's going to head right into Manotick. If you're in Manotick, I'd be Probably head into the basement with that one if you're not there already, because it's looking pretty strong. And that's going to be heading towards Greeley, Herbert Corners, Metcalf, Kenmore, Russell areas, South Gloucester. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too. Yeah, it's a pretty impressive storm heading through the Ottawa area right now. Thankfully, it's not what we saw earlier, because that was bananas. Bananas over by, was it Umpa? Over by Umpa area? Wow. Lee says, should Canada be in the basement? Where are you again? Right here, aren't you? You're like northwest Ottawa? Or southwest Ottawa? Where'd you go? There you go. No, the strongest part of the storm is already east of you. So you're just in rain and lightning. I mean, don't be outside with the lightning, of course, but no, the strongest part of the storm is well east of Canada right now. So Canada's good. Oh, Gloucester. That's right. It's not Chester. It's Gloucester. We went through this years ago, didn't we? We've gone through this every year. Have we gone through this every single year since we started? We've been live streaming for like a decade. And every single season, I have to be schooled again on how to say things. My apologies. It just never gets through to me. Never. I wrote a song about how things don't get through to me sometimes. Oh boy. Yes, every year. Says Wicked Mom. Yes, every year. I know. Every single year. He's just like, okay, Adam. He's like, sit me down and be like, Adam, this is how it's pronounced. It's Gloucester. It's not Gloucester. It's Gloucester. Please, Adam. Please. People just want to, I bet you just want to like, we're going to have to set up a meet and greet where everybody can just like shake me and tell me how to pronounce the name of their town. That'd be great. That'd be great. Let's see here.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Don't threaten Brennan with a good time. I didn't say you get to shake me. I meant all the nice, wonderful people in the community. Oh, fine. You can shake me too. Let's see here. But also Brennan's 6'4", so he'll think he's going to shake me and then he'll break me. Jacob says, parents, massive tree in Bell's Corner. Bell's Corner is knocked over like a toothpick, says Jacob. So we have some tree damage in Bell's Corners, which I believe is Bell's Corners part of, yeah, it's right here. Uh-oh. That's right where that little blip of what kind of looked like rotation. Bell's Corners. Hopefully that wasn't a little spin up with tree damage. That's a little bit of minor rotation there. I'm going to create a polygon on that right now just in case it continues on the next frame, because I don't like the sound of that tree damage right where that kind of rotation, it looked like rotation there. I don't like the sound of that. So Bell's Corners. Okay, right near Nepean. Where is that here? Okay. Bell's Corner. Let me just get that polygon ready. And oh, we just got an update. And what I was talking about vanished. So if that was a brief touchdown, it was incredibly brief. And it's basically gone now. Okay, FICO, McDonald Cartier International Airport, seen some really strong winds. 99.36 kilometers an hour on radar. If any of that's reaching the surface, it's going to be super strong. Leitrim, Albion Road, up towards Piperville, Edwards. Also this area down here, FICO towards South Gloucester, Greeley, Manotick Station. All the places that I've learned how to pronounce in the last 10 minutes that I'll forget about. And you can tell me about them again next time. Wiccan says, but everyone forgets how it's pronounced. You are not alone. Oh. I am not alone. I appreciate it. Lori says, good job, Adam. Gloucester, you said it correctly. Downburst says, Miss Esri, sorry. Yeah. I think this is probably some isolated microburst kind of activity right now, I would think. Rena says, saw a swirling cloud in Canada when it came through. That's not good. That's not good. Anthony says rotation in Ottawa, Nepean baseline area. Canada's only 5 minutes from Bell's Corners. Yeah. Whoa. Look at that mothership. Holy. Look at that shelf. That is wild. That's a wild looking storm. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is likely producing microburst damage right now. So you definitely don't want to be outside with this. If you are anywhere in the uplands area, it looks like what we had up here near Nepean is probably has weakened some. The strongest part of the storm, based on radar data right now, is going to be right here near the airport, near McDonald Cartier International Airport, tracking into the Leitrim wetlands and over towards, if you are the Meadows Golf and Country Club, you're going to want to be taking shelter with that. Piperville, Edwards, North Russell, these areas. So this is, let me back this up here and animate it so you can see exactly which way it's going. Back it way up here. Yeah, so it's heading right towards Russell. Someone said they're in Alexandria as well. Probably could be heading that way. Carlsbad Springs, Cheney. Yeah, that sharp edge on this storm is producing the strongest winds right here near uplands. And that's tracking to the northeast, basically. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Plantagenet. That area. Emily said, is this the same track that Derecho took 2 years ago? It's pretty close, I think. I mean, it basically just went across the entire city, right? 3% tornado risk on the storm now, 22% wind risk. Machine learning giving us these details. Tina says, hey, that's my pick. Thank you for sharing on our group. Appreciate it, Tina, for sharing on Ontario storm reports. And Brenda says, just jump back on after a bit of a break. So I take the rotation recycled and is active again in Ottawa now. Not really. No, it's just, it's more of like a microburst, downburst. S. Walker says, I'm so scared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. We've been saying that for a decade, and it's a good thing to say. Plantagenet. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it. Yeah, really strong winds. Storm started here in Barhaven at 5:15. Impressive shelf, rain and wind. Storm heavy and settled down quickly. Lightning and thunder started at about 5:25. Nothing severe up to this time to post. Thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate that. Katrina says Plantagenet. Plantagenet? Oh, Plantagenet. S. Walker says, is it a tornado? I don't think so. I think maybe there's a little bit of a microburst. Microburst can be as dangerous as a tornado. It can knock down trees, which can be dangerous. So definitely don't be outside with this one. But if you're inside, you're probably pretty safe. Tammy says it missed us in Renfrew. Perfect. That's always a good thing. EC Abrams says, seems chill in Canada now. Yeah, I think you're fine. Oh, Kelly says, sorry, autocorrect took out a letter. Plantagenet. Plantagenet or Plantagenet? Is it Janet or Janet? Whoa. Brent says trees down in Manotick and saw a house roof off. Oh, crap. That's not good. I hope everybody's safe. This is likely a microburst or a downburst, just based on radar. Again, there was a very small chance of it being a tornado, but I think probably more of a downburst. And like we said, we showed you the data really jumped up in strength right at Manotick, right here. You can see this really jumped up in strength, 101 kilometers an hour. I wouldn't be surprised if the roof was ripped off right about here. I hope everybody's staying safe with that. So some significant wind damage. Roof off in Manotick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Steve says Greenville, Iowa is an EF4. Did they already rate it? I'd be shocked if they already rated it that fast. That's pretty fast.
I don't think they did.
No, I don't think. I think
The
somebody's
problem,
guessing.
my guess would be like there's that spreadsheet that goes around that people input data into,
Oh,
and it gives like an
yeah,
estimate. My
that's
guess
right.
is
It's
probably someone's done
estimated
that.
EF4, and it's very possible it is an EF4, but it's estimated. Paul says, as a reward for surviving another Barhaven storm, do we get an Adam concert? I might play a song for you later. We'll see if my voice can hold out. I've only been talking for 2 hours. I need to do it more. Oh boy. Significant damage. We're hearing roof off in Manotick. Chelsea says some wild pictures coming out of Barhaven. Lady says the derecho was May 24th of last year. I thought it was the 21st, wasn't it? Wasn't it the 21st? Oh, dear Lord. What is this comment? I gotta block this person. It's out of control. Abby says, could we be seeing another storm like the derecho? No, it's not that strong, but there's a roof being ripped off, so very isolated, severe, significant damage in the seams. Someone said they saw the roof off a house. Yeah, it was May 21st, says Futin. Thank you. May 21st. Yeah, it was today. Today is 2 years ago today that the derecho happened. This is not as strong as the derecho, but obviously we're talking about some significant. Look at these photos. Oh my goodness. That is a ridiculous shelf. No wonder this thing's producing damaging winds. Yeah, our thoughts are with those in Manotick. We're hearing about a roof being torn off. The winds continue strong through Leitrim right now. Piperville, get ready. Carlsbad Springs, Ramseyville, Edwards area. This is the strongest part of the storm at the moment. There is this area down here of some strong winds. East of Baxter Corners, 88 kilometers an hour-ish, near North Gower and heading towards Osgood areas. So there is still some strong winds to the south, but we are hearing about some significant wind damage in Manotick. Brennan, can you relay that to the NTP, please? Roof off in Manotick, we're hearing. Yeah. Notorious says Ottawa is the new tornado alley. Just so you know, tornadoes have been happening across Ontario before there was humans. So when there was like dinosaurs walking around, there was tornadoes. So it's nothing new. It's just it goes through cycles, and this continues to happen. Ottawa's definitely had their fair share, though. Absolutely. Wasn't it like 2 in one season or something? There was Barhaven, and then there was another tornado in the same season. That was bananas. Ottawa is definitely no stranger to severe weather and tornado activity. But yeah, it's just our area. It depends on where things set up. When they set up in these areas, then you can have, of course, you can have some strong winds. Foden says, I think those twin tornadoes on the same day. It might have been 2 tornadoes on the same day. Yeah, that was pretty wild. And there was, if you're thinking about 2018, there was the EF3 tornado, and there was another tornado in the city at the same time. One sec. Just scrolling. So many comments. Scrolling through. Grant says the 2021 Barrie tornado was crazy. Yeah, that was pretty wild. 70 houses destroyed. Thankfully, nobody was killed in that one. That was something else. Let's see here. Some strong winds maybe heading down towards East Oxford and Bishop Mills on the south side of the storm. The strongest part of the storm right now is definitely right
Check
here
out
near
that picture I
Uplands.
just brought up.
Wow. That is Wild. A lot of people see a picture like this and they think it's a giant funnel cloud. What it is it's the front of the shelf cloud, and you're looking at it from the side. So you're seeing like the curvature of the shelf. You're seeing it from the side. But wow, that is an impressive shelf. It looks pretty wild. Yeah, you're just looking at it from the side in that picture. So it looks like it's stretching down to the surface, but really it's stretching out over the horizon. But yeah, still really strong winds heading through. Oh, we just got an update. Piperville, Ramsayville, Carlsbad Springs. The winds continue to strengthen that way, and we have some more strengthening winds down here. So North Gower, Osgood, West Osgood, borderline severe, if not severe. Still some really strong winds heading right there. So, okay, we just got that radar update. We're taking a peek at it. We're going to go take a look around here. Again, Manotick, we're hearing a roof ripped off. We're hearing some tree damage as well, too. We hope everybody is staying safe. A little bit of rotation south of Quebec here, and New York State, or actually New York State and Vermont over here as well, too. Yeah, that's New York State, and then we have, and then Vermont right here. Couple of rotating those storms down there. Hopefully they're going to stay south of the international border here, not affect Quebec, but our thoughts are with those in Vermont and New York State that are dealing with that. Yeah, let's go take a look at Central Ontario. Nothing going on. Not much. Okay, I just want to take a quick peek over here. We do cover all of Canada in our live streams. Could that be a little bit of rotation heading towards Dauphin? I don't like the look of that. It looks kind of broad, but it's there. Minor rotation heading into Dauphin right now. I think I'm going to make a polygon for that. Didn't see that coming. Let me take a look at that storm on machine learning to see what percentages we got on that. 1 second here. Too far north. We don't have the data too far north. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of minor rotation on that Dauphin storm. Probably not going to produce a tornado, but I don't like the fact that I'm seeing minor rotation there. So I'm going to go and do a polygon on that one. Livy says Dauphin again. Yeah, Dauphin again. Shanna says, I'm in Manotick and no wind at all, so must be very local damage. Yeah, it probably is extreme. It looked like a microburst, so it probably is. Microburst is usually very localized damage. Yeah, let me just go make a polygon for Dauphin here. Give me 1 sec. Let's go do that quickly in the background. There's Dauphin right there. And which way is it moving? It looks like it is moving to the northeast. Just a little bit of minor rotation there. I'm going to post about that. Okay, give me just a moment. I want to let the folks in Dauphin know what's up. Okay. It's getting warm in here. Turn this AC down. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, let's tell our folks in Dauphin, minor rotation detected. Moving to the northeast. So, minor rotation detected on the storm, moving northeast into Dauphin. And the time there is going to be 4:46. Okay. 4:46. Looks good to me. Okay, I'm sending that notification out to our friends in Dauphin just so they know what's up. Missy B says 6 tornadoes in 2018 in the National Capital Region, including Gatineau. Wow. 6? Was it 6 that day? Maybe it kept lifting and then touching down. That they, even if it's like one kind of tornado that touches down and lifts up, touches down and lifts up, each time it touched down and lifts up, that's considered an individual tornado. So it's very possible that that's the case. Very possible for sure. Yes, 6, says Christina. Wow. What a day that was. That was we were live streaming for that one, and it was bananas. Let us know if you watched that live stream. Still strong winds heading through parts of Ottawa, heading up towards Ramsayville, Carlsbad Springs. We've got strong winds down here near North Gower, Osgood, West Osgood, and those continue to track to the east. So if you are, I'm going to hit play on this here. That continues to head out to the east, so towards Russell. Yeah, continuing to see strong winds on that, and looks like we had some isolated, probably some microburst damage in Ottawa proper, because that storm was pretty darn strong moving through that area. Oh boy. Rachel says rain and wind very severe in Osgood. Thank you, Rachel. Hopefully you're staying safe. It looks pretty strong on radar here. We're talking some pretty strong winds heading into those areas. Hopefully Environment Canada extends this severe thunderstorm warning down here to North Dundas and surrounding communities. Chances are they will. It looks like
as you said that, they just did.
They just did. I see the extended warning to Russell as well, Castleman. That's good. And hopefully they extend that a little bit further to the south.
Yeah, that's the new one they just did.
Yeah. Oh, they just did. Perfect. Yeah. So they've extended that to the south. I had to hit refresh, and we've got the latest alert right there. Perfect. Okay, that's good. Brennan, I'm going to be right back. Can you take over for just a short little while? Pretty please. Silence from Brennan. Brennan's like,
really
nope.
Right now.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you. Brennan, did you say you can take over for
I can't really right now.
Oh, you can't? Okay, no problem. All right. Let me know when you can. It's all good. Yeah, so really strong winds continue to move east. We heard some roof damage in Manotick. Heard of some tree damage as well too. And possibly there was a tornado earlier when the storm was well west near Umpa, I believe it's called. Let me just go look down there. It was near North Frontenac. Where's that here? That's Central Frontenac. So there we go. We believe that a tornado may have passed just north of Umpa, near Plevna, Umpa, and a Levant area. It's very possible a brief tornado touched down in this area. We have quite a bit of power outages in the area that happened just as that storm hit. So it's very possible. Jenny says, when you come back, bring your guitar so you can sing for us. I may. We'll see. We'll see. I may. Gabriella says, how's it looking for Clarence Rockland? Let me go check. Yeah, strong winds are going to head your way, most likely. They're stretching up that way, so I don't know how strong they're going to be, but they could be severe. Yeah. Cornwall probably going to be in it as well. Castleman, Alexandria, Cornwall, Russell, Clarence Rockland. Basically the entire far eastern side of eastern Ontario here is going to be in the strong wind gusts as this storm moves to the east and eventually will track into Quebec towards Montreal. Looks like that storm's heading directly towards Montreal. Yeah, pretty strong little storm. It really kicked it up a notch. We got severe wind gusts here, 93 kilometers an hour near Herbert Corners and Enniskerry. West Osgood area. Yeah, we're talking about severe wind gusts now heading east here. So North Dundas, Vernon, Morewood. Definitely some severe wind gusts are possible there, and severe wind gusts are also possible here going into Carlsbad Springs, Piperville, Bearbrook, Vars, Leonard, Navan, Starsfield, and probably up towards Clarence Rockland as well. You're in a severe thunderstorm warning. I wouldn't be surprised if they extend the severe thunderstorm warning to eventually include Cornwall and Alexandria. That seems quite likely. Quite likely. Shanna says, winds just erupted in Oxford Station. These photos you folks are sending in are absolutely stunning. Look at this shelf cloud. It is just wild. Also, cute kitty. Shanna, cute kitty. I like nice fuzzy orange kitty. And yeah, so just erupted. Yeah, the Osgood area. I think she said. Did she say Osgood? Oh, Oxford Station. Let's see where we are here. Where's Oxford Station? Where is Oxford Station? Oh, maybe on the backside of the storm. East Oxford. There we go. That would make sense. Yeah, Oxford Mills, East Oxford, Oxford Station. Winds just erupted. Yeah, yeah. You're on the southern side of that. The winds are definitely, like, based on radar, the winds are definitely stronger up here near Osgood, looking like severe, probably bringing down some trees. And into Russell. If you're in Russell, I'll be taking shelter with that one. It's definitely looking real strong coming into Russell. Quinn says feels like it might have settled down a bit in Ottawa proper. Yeah, for sure. Grant says, how about Orleans? Yeah, Orleans is in it. You're about to get those pretty strong winds. You might miss the strongest part of it, but you're still going to get some real strong winds. So, yeah. Anywhere east of Ottawa right now, if you haven't had the storm yet, it's on its way. It's on its way. Music Hoster says Brockville is fine. Yeah, Brockville is gonna miss it. You're good to go. You're down here. You're gonna miss it, so you're fine. You're good. Nothing in Orleans yet. Dave says David. It's coming. It's coming. Ethel says starting in Russellville. Oh yeah, it's on the way. It is on the way. All good, Brennan. Let's see here. Jay says, should I take my daughter downstairs to the store in Rockland? Downstairs is a store? In Clarence, Rockland. It's gonna be pretty darn strong. Damaging wind gusts are likely, or possible at least. Carlsbad, Sarsfield, Rockland, Bourget. I probably pronounced that wrong. Still quite strong east of Manotick, Metcalf. Still looking like severe wind gusts are possible. Maybe down towards Spencerville potentially as well. But the strongest winds are definitely in southeastern Ottawa right now and eastern Ottawa, and will continue to head east, stretching east-northeast and east-southeast as well at the same time. Looking a lot stronger in Canadian radar than it is on U.S. radar, so it's weakening up top, which is good. You don't want it to be strengthening up top. You want it to be weakening. Yeah. Yeah, so some big-time winds there. And we have heard of some isolated damage as well. Hopefully everybody's safe with that storm, because it is pretty grumpy. Excuse me. Lee says, when? I'm in Uplands and nothing. Nothing in Uplands? What? Oh, no. It's fine now. Uplands is from before. I don't know if your live stream is delayed, but Uplands, it already passed in Uplands. Alexander says, what's the tornado percentage? I think it's pretty low. Probably like 4%. It's relatively low. 4 is still decent, but it's not super, super high. But yeah, there's a 4% tornado risk on that storm, but I'm not seeing anything rotation-wise, at least at this point in time. Jeff says, what's the correlation between CAPE and a storm forming? Well, you need CAPE for a storm to form, typically. For it to be convective, for there to be lightning and it to be a thunderstorm, typically you need at least a little bit of CAPE. Convective available potential energy. Is there a minimum value for a storm to pop off? No, you just have to like a hint of CAPE and you can have storm pop off. Sometimes even like the observations barely show any CAPE and you can still have a storm pop off. But then we start going up to like, you need, for severe weather, you typically need a minimum of 500 CAPE. If you get into 1,000, then you're doing okay. You can definitely get some severe weather at 1,000. When you get to 2,000, you're like, okay, here we go. When you get to 3,000, you're like, whoa. And when you get to 4,000, that's like 1985. You know, Barrie 1985, Grand Valley 1985. That was 4,000 CAPE. And you're talking big. You're talking like Oklahoma energy at that point in time. Yeah, that's a lot of cape. But yeah, definitely need some cape. But shear is more important. So it's wind shear and cape, right? So you need convective available potential energy, but you also need wind shear. Wind shear will sustain. You can have a bunch of cape, and you just get storms that pop up and then they die off. You need to have wind shear, so wind moving at different directions at different speeds to create this rolling effect that gets sucked up into the updraft of the storm and twists it and stretches it. You need a lot of wind shear in order to actually sustain severe weather. Jeff says, thank you. London is sitting just under 1,500 right now. A lot of times in the summer, there's big cape values and like nothing happens because there's a lot of surface heating. There's, it's humid. It's all the stuff you need for it. But you also need a forcing mechanism. So you don't just need the cape. You need like a cold front or a warm front or a trough or a lake breeze or an outflow boundary. You need these things to like pop the storms off. When you have those things, then you get something. Notorious says Bell's Corner got absolutely nothing. Didn't we hear somebody say that there was a tree down in that area? I mean, a lot of this wind damage would be very, very, very isolated. Like somebody said, like they're near where it happened in Manotick, and they had nothing. It was like nothing in their area, and yet nearby it was like super, super strong and ripped a roof off. So. Mr. Snow says, how's tomorrow looking for storm development GTA? You might see some storms. I don't know how severe they'll be at that point in time. They'll get more severe as they move east, but it is a chance of severe weather in the GTA tomorrow. We'll see. You saw Brennan's forecast earlier. I'll bring it up again. I didn't even press that. That just magically happened. I have a feeling it was Brennan. Anyways, so you can see this is this is our forecast map for tomorrow. Brennan put this together. There is a slight severe risk for the GTA, but the strongest risk is definitely going to be the orange areas, so Barrie all the way up to Pembroke and Bancroft and Deep River, Sunridge, Perry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Midland. But from Collingwood down to Kitchener, down to Tillsonburg, over to Niagara Falls, and up into the GTA, Oshawa, all the way into Eastern Ontario, there's definitely a severe risk as well. So tomorrow's going to be another interesting day. We'll definitely be live tomorrow. And kudos to Brennan, by the way. Thank you, Brennan, for going live yesterday and the day before. I appreciate that. That's very good on you. I wasn't able to go live, but Brennan was able to take over and go live, so it's awesome. It's great. Music says, when did it hit with Tornado and Umpa? When? A little bit earlier in the stream. We've been live for 2 hours and 24 minutes, and I think it was like 20 minutes into our stream when things started getting interesting. So probably a couple hours ago. It would be a couple hours ago right now. So probably around 4 o'clock-ish. I think, I'm trying to remember when I sent the polygons out. I forget exactly when it was, but yeah, around that time. But yeah, it was very possible that we don't know for sure it was a tornado, but I mean, tight rotation couplet on radar, big time power outages in that area. It's very possible it briefly touched down. I would not be surprised if there was a brief tornado touchdown in that area. Or it could have been maybe a microburst or a downburst, like what we have seen some damage reports going through parts of Ottawa. So it's very possible. Brittany says, oh boy, tomorrow's my brother's 30th birthday and possible strong storms. My gosh. It's going to be interesting. It's not everybody's going to see a severe storm tomorrow, but there are going to be some severe storms, most likely. And we're going to be tracking them closely. So jump on our stream. If you have not joined us on YouTube, please come over to YouTube. YouTube's a better live streaming experience because the quality is typically better. And what else? Oh, and a really good thing is if the more people that jump on our YouTube stream, the more YouTube is going to share our content to other people on YouTube. And YouTube is a huge community that we haven't really delved into there. So yeah, so if you don't mind coming on over to our YouTube community, that'd be great. The nice thing about YouTube is you can watch the live stream on your TV. And yeah, pretty cool. Music says, any idea how bad the damage was around Umpa? I don't know for sure. We just know somebody reported trees down and power outages. And then we looked and there was like 2,000 houses without power right where that would have touched down, whether it was a microburst or a tornado. Or it could have been potentially, a lightning strike knocked down a tree, which took down a power line, which knocked the whole town out. But I mean, the radar signature looked super strong. So yeah. Lutzy says, I like my badge on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook's cool too. I mean, we go live on Facebook when things get interesting. So our whole plan is that we're going to go live on YouTube early. And then when things really get interesting, like when we saw that really strong rotation couplet and we're like, oh, okay, here we go. That's when we launch the live stream on Facebook. So the idea is we only want to really go live on Facebook when it's really hitting the fan, you know? Lynn says, can't see any comments on YouTube though. Oh, you can't? I think you need a YouTube account. I actually pinned a video. So if you're on Facebook, if you go to the top of our page, I pinned a video of step-by-step process of how to create an account on YouTube so that you can see the comments and you can comment. Joe Girl says, I freaking love you guys. Thanks for being the best weather reporting service ever. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Let's see here. The Rose says, Saturday, May 22nd, 2022, derecho struck across Ontario, the internet media reported. The internet media? I think it was the 21st. It was 2 years ago today. Alexander says, is anything more severe after the storm? Probably not. I don't think so. Sean says, when it hit... trying to pronounce this earlier. When it hit NEPEAN about 35 minutes ago, it was pretty much a complete dud. That's good because areas just near there had tree damage. A roof was ripped off in parts of Ottawa, supposedly. We had a report of that. So, yeah, there's that. Christine says, yeah, you must create a channel to join a chat on YouTube. And just because you create a YouTube channel doesn't mean you have to post any videos. It just means create an account. Whoa! The tornado risk on the storm that's East Ottawa just went up to 17%. Where did that come from? Why is it going up now? What do you think you're doing there, Storm? Why are you going up in percentage? It doesn't look strong in the U.S. Maybe it's the environment. It's probably getting into a stronger environment now. I'm not seeing anything. Lisanne says Manotick is far enough from Nepean. That's true. Joe Girl says Nepean. I tried. Did I get it right? Oh, and also says Plantagenet. Plantagenet. Just hit Russell and Embern. Isabella, let us know what you're experiencing, only if it's safe to do so, please. Oh, Jeff says, if you go to @CloudyMedia613 for drone damage photos if needed. Brennan, can you go check that out if you get a chance on Instagram? @CloudyMedia613 for drone damage photos if needed. Oh, I see. Sorry, Jeff, that's your Instagram. And you're saying if you want us to fly a drone, if we want you to fly a drone over, you will. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you meant that account had some drone footage already. My bad. Lisanne says that was great for the Nepean pronunciation. Nepean. I said it right. Hooray. Jeff said he will provide for insurance. Cool. I see. So that's your account. I understand. Are you allowed to fly a drone in that area? Do you have like a small enough drone? Because I think when you're that close to an airport, I know there's a lot of rules, right? I got them both. Never again. Never again will I get both of them correct. But for now, I got both Nepean and Plantagenet. Plantagenet. Oh, fully licensed. Cool. Let's see here. I did it. Whoa. The winds are getting somehow. They look like they're getting even stronger. What's going on in Russell, folks? Is Russell... Holy moly, look at this right here. 97 kilometers an hour. 97.92. So 98 kilometer an hour wind gusts potentially heading into Russell right now. How's it in Russell, folks? Let us know what's up. If it's safe to do so. Don't want you heading outside. Joe Girl says, well done. I did it. I did never again. I'm going to pronounce them wrong next time, just so you know. Pam says bad. Yeah, it looks bad. Russell is very bad right now, says Sarah. It looks pretty bad. Can't see in the basement. Good call, Jeff. Jeff's got the right idea. Russell is bad, says Pam. Russell looks pretty wild on radar. Both do it again. No, because I don't remember it. There's no chance. If I do it again, I'll remember it. Wikipedia confirms the derecho happened exactly 2 years ago today. That's right. 2 years ago today. Wow. Some of these photos, folks. Oh, my goodness. In Russell, heavy rain and lightning. Wind not too bad, but was a few minutes ago, says Sabrina. Okay. Try North Goer. Is it Goer? Near Manotick. Most people mispronounce. I just say North Goer. Is it Gower? Is it Gower or Goer? What's happening with my hair? Anyways. Jackie says, can you please check? It's Gore. Oh, North Goer? Gore. Just gore? Like gore in a movie? Like in a scary movie? The gore? Gow rhymes with cow, says Dan. Gower? So we hear gore and gow. So which one is it? Talk amongst yourselves. It's like coffee talk from Mike Myers. Talk amongst yourself. The topic is gower. Gower. Like tower. Ray says gower like tower. North Gower. Well, that makes sense. Gower. Someone says gore. Locals say gore. Gore. Okay. Clearly there's a... It's never... Every single time there's a place to pronounce, half the people say it one way, half the people say it the other way. Darlene says North Gower. Like tower. Gower. Tower. Depends on which end of the city you are from, says Jeff. Really? There's different dialects in different parts of Gower or Goer or Gore? I see. It's like, if you say it quick, it's just Gore. But it's like Tower, Gower, Gore. Anyways, I'll stop. Spend half of the live stream trying to pronounce that. Brandon's like my subconscious. He just comes in and goes, Adam, just settle down your ADHD and focus. I'm like, okay, sure. Squirrel. That's how we get so...
The difference is I medicated, you're not.
That's right. I've never been tested, but I did one of those like online tests, like, do you have ADHD? And it's like, you should probably talk to somebody.
This whole live stream recording is enough evidence. You don't need testing.
Well, the thing said, if you get above 14 in this thing, you should probably like talk to somebody, and I got a 17, so oof.
Just like download this whole live stream and take it into a psychiatrist and just have them watch it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we watch the Instant Weather live streams. Here's your prescription. They just like hand it to me and then walk me out the door. The wind.
If there's any psychiatrists watching in the comments, please reach out.
Please reach out and get Adam some help. Let's see here. This is interesting down here where it looks like there's really strong winds, but then there's like not much on reflectivity. But there could be some strong winds down here near South Dundas area. Russell still looks really strong heading into Clarence Rockland, Bourget, I think it's pronounced, Castleman, Lemieux, all of those areas. This continues to be strong winds. 11% tornado risk. It went up for a bit and then it's coming back down. I'm not seeing any rotation though, so I would be surprised if there was any touchdowns with this one. No rotation, just strong winds for sure. Livy says, as someone with ADHD, Adam is definitely ADHD brain. Probably. Francine says, what's the pink on the map? Wind? Yeah, this is wind over here, and this is reflectivity. So this is precipitation, and over here is wind. So we're looking at the wind, and you can see, like, when I go over some of these areas, like, if you look at the top of the screen, you can see 97.92 kilometers an hour. As I move my cursor around, it will show us different values. So here's the how thick the rain is, and here is how strong the wind is over here. If you want to be able to do this yourself, you can actually subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, what is the Pro Radar Suite that we built for the Northern Tornadoes Project at a Western University to help them confirm and verify tornadoes and hail across Canada. Also, the Northern Hail Project is another project that they have as well. So they asked us to build this suite for them. We're like, yeah, sure. And then they said, go ahead and offer it to the community. And we're like, that's fantastic. So not just for them, but they wanted us to get it out to everybody. Bourget, says Brenda. Bourget? Oh, yes, Bourget. We went through this previous years. Did I say Bourget? I did, didn't I? I'm trying to pronounce it with like a with like a French-ish accent, and it turns out it's bourget, the least French-sounding jet. Bourget. Jen says light rain now in North Gore. Yeah, it's like saying goer but fast. Gore. If you said it really fast, like you live there all the time, you're just like, yeah, light rain right now in North Gore. In North Gore. Still thunder and lightning. Okay. Thank you. Kevin says, I'm in Russell. It got real dark real quick. I'm sure it did. Whoa, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. If you are in Marionville, Felton, Morewood, 103 kilometer an hour wind gusts right now, 104. Oh, boy. That is getting dangerous. Okay, and actually northeast of Russell as well, too, is getting to 100. I'm going to do a special polygon for this one because this looks strong. It really just kicked it up a notch, and I don't like the look of it. So I am going to create a new polygon for those who are in that area right now because it's looking pretty potent at this point in time. The wind risk on it is definitely increasing. So I'm going to go ahead. I know it's under a severe thunderstorm warning already from Environment Canada. I just want to give a heads up to those who are directly in the path of those extremely strong winds that things are getting pretty nasty right now. Let me just make this full screen here, and I will do that right now because it is getting, if you're in Marionville, Felton area, wow, are we talking some strong winds here, folks? 104.76 kilometers an hour. Oh boy, and which way are they going? Are they closer to... Oh, they're still closer to... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so just... Yeah, the Russell area, that is really... Heading towards Finch. Cahor, Berwick, Crystal, Finch, Newington, Melvin Settlement, Ormond. I'd be taking shelter with those winds. Once we start getting into the kind of like light orange there, we're really starting to get into some strong winds here. 103 kilometers, 104 kilometers an hour. That is a problem. Let me just see exactly which way it's going. Kind of going east. Pretty much due east, but a little bit to the north. That could head up towards Castleman as well, too. Okay. All right, let me get this here. Marionville down to... Marionville, Ormond. So Ormond, Marionville. Okay. So probably North Dundas as well, too. Chesterville, Finch, Newington. Yeah, really, really strong wind gusts here. All the way up to... yeah, let's see here. And including Russell. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a big polygon there because that is stretching and strengthening up towards Castleman. So, okay, let me bring this down right about there. Sorry, in the background, I'm just creating this polygon because the winds are really kicking it up a notch. Maybe down towards Cornwall. I'm going to go right out to the Quebec border here. Right towards all the way to Alexandria. Yeah, that is really kicking it up a notch. Okay, let me just update that. It's a pretty big polygon, but I want to get the word out on those. Strong damaging winds have been detected on the storm near, or just say south of Russell. Storm near Russell, especially... Oh, 2 L's. Near Russell, especially near Marionville. Ormond, etc. And the timing is 6:17. Use my macro. There we go. 1,952 folks that have the our free instant weather app. I'm about to get notified. 9 folks that have our text message alerts as well, too, that subscribe to that, which you can do so at textmessagealerts.com. All right, and then you get an SMS to your phone. Okay, I'm sending out the notification right now, and there it goes. Let me know if you got that notification. Really, really strong wind gusts, north of 100 kilometers an hour on radar. That is super strong. very good chance of wind damage with that storm now. We already had some wind damage reported on that storm, and now this looks like it's even stronger than what we saw before. So really, really strong stuff. Got it. Here we go. Got it, says Jamie. Got it, says Ryan. Got it, says Marie France. If you did not get it and you're in that area, you probably don't have our free app. You can download it at instantweatherapp.com. Download it. It's free. Enable notifications, and when we send out stuff like this, you'll get it instantly, as you just did. Got it, says Robert. Got it, says Deb. Got it, says Lindsay. Got it, says Sarah. Got it, says Chad. Even the Chads got it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Matthew says, anything for Guelph? Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. You might get missed. We'll see. But, yeah. Brennan, are you available to take over for just a little bit? So I can... Actually, I really have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm here.
Go to the bathroom. Okay, cool.
I'm good now.
Not the gross kind, though. I just have to go take a whiz. But let's see here.
I don't think we needed that extra detail.
Well, I mean, if you're like he has to go to the bathroom, you're immediately thinking, okay, he's like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. But I'm like, no, my bladder is about to explode. So okay, Michelle's laughing.
I think you're just making it worse by continuing to elaborate here.
Listen, we all have to go to the bathroom.
We
all do this. We all do
yourself.
this. There's literally okay, got really strong towards Castleman, by the way. Benoit, Benoit, Forest Park area, Longithville, heading towards Castleman right now. If you're in Castleman, wow, did they ever strengthen? They're heading right towards you. You were in my polygon, so you got that notification, and they are cooking. They actually weakened to the south, but really strengthened towards Castleman. So Mayorville, Castleman, I'd be taking shelter in the path of that one right now, because it is cooking real strong towards you. But you are in my polygon. Good. Benoit, says Kevin. Benoit. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Icy says, ooh, Adam, I was legit eating my dinner. My bad. Miss Harley says, TMI. Sean says, dude, adult diapers. You know what? If I want to be the streamer that I want to be, I should probably adult diaper it. That's right. Northern says everybody
poops. Not really good dinner time talk.
Is it dinner time?
Really
what
not.
Is dinner time? What is everybody having for dinner, by the way? Let's switch the topic to what are we having for dinner? Everybody, please let us know in the comments. What are we having for dinner?
Or not having for dinner now after watching the stream.
What are you regurgitating for dinner? Now that I mentioned that, let's see here. Icy says, let's send him some Depends in the mail. It depends on how long the live stream's going to go, if I'll wear Depends or not. But let's see here. Rice and chicken, burgers, pork chops, nice. I had mac and cheese, awesome.
Was it crunchy?
No, not crunchy mac and cheese. Let's see here. Chicken sandwich and veggies and dip, nice. Pork roast, says Miss Harley Quinn, sweet. TV dinner, nice. Are we on your TV? Let's see here. Hot dogs. Sheena hot dogs, Kay hot dogs. Okay, I really gotta do that. I'll be back. I won't be long. Be safe in Castleman. It looks brutal. So thank you, Brennan. Take over, please. Thank you, Connor.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Thanks, boss.
Enjoy your bathroom time. I'm definitely not doing number 2. Anyways, well, Adam is doing what he's doing. Gonna bring up Radar here if I can find my tab. I got way too many tabs open. Oh, there we are. We found you. We found the tab. And we're watching a storm just to the east of Ottawa going through Russell, Castleman. Adam just put damaging wind potential on this storm, and I'm going to bring it up here and animate it so we can see where exactly it's going. So if you're in Castleman, you need to be prepared for some really strong wind gusts heading into your area right now. Yeah, that's the main concern right now. This is basically the only storm we're dealing with today. As it travels towards Castleman, I'm going to zoom in here to get more cities. Embrun, Bennett, St. Albert, Chrysler. You're right in the direct path of this storm, and It's definitely strengthened on the last few scans. Let me zoom in here and get the latest. Yeah, so we're looking at 100 km/h wind gusts being measured higher up in the storm, so it's no guarantee that it's likely reaching the surface that much, but it could definitely be reaching severe levels, so like 80, 90 kilometers an hour at the ground level, so you should definitely be taking that very seriously, and I believe unless it's changed, I'm just double checking and see what the latest Environment Canada alert has on it. 1 second. I believe, unless it's changed, yeah, 100 km/h wind gusts are included as a potential threat from Environment Canada on this storm. So that's what it's showing up on radar. So if you're in Castleman, just to the east of Russell, so Embrun, Tayside, Moose Creek, Mattsfield, Dominionville, Greenfield, North Glengarry, and eventually Alexandra, you're all in our polygon for the strong wind gusts. It's definitely heading your way. So keep watching that. I'm just going to switch to the other radar we have, Blainville, which is getting closer now that this is tracking away from Franktown radar near southwest of Ottawa. So yeah, this is also showing strong wind gusts. It's a little more noisier. I'm just going to zoom in here. Yep, also reaching near 100 km/h here. So anywhere in this polygon that Adam just put out, just to the east of Russell, so I'll zoom in here to get even closer view. Longtonville, Bennett, St. Albert, Mayerville, Castleman, Moose Creek, Tayside, Dyer, Toomey's Corners, McDonald's Grove, Mattsville, Dominionville, St. Elmo, Greenfield, Baltit's Corner, North Glengarry, Dorney, Gwytown, Alexandria, Glen Norman, McCormick, Glen Robertson, Dalhousie Mills, Dalhousie, Glen Nevis, Bridge End. So this whole area as it tracks towards the Quebec border. And we just got a new update. As you can see here, we're still getting up to 100 km/h wind gusts. So yeah, that's definitely a concern as it tracks. Just the strongest portion of the winds is to the south of Castleman, but Castleman is also involved in this. It's right now over St. Albert to the south of Castleman. It's going to be tracking towards Moose Creek shortly, if not already. Mattsville, you're in the bullseye for it. Dominionville, North Glengarry, those are the areas that are immediate of concern in the next few minutes as it tracks towards you. And then Alexandria, Green Valley, McCormick, all the way to the Quebec border as it crosses into just, I believe that would be the southwest end of Montreal. It's tracking towards eventually in the next few hours, but it's hard to say if they'll maintain that strong. But definitely need to be taking this seriously if you're in the Castleman area. Environment Canada has a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for all this area, mentioning 100 km/h wind gusts. I'm just going to give you a better view here, as you can see. So it's tracking, basically, it was tracking more northeasterly earlier, but it seems to be tracking more to the southeast. So yeah, if you're in Alexandria, Castleman, Mattsville, you need to be in your safe space. This is very serious. And it looks strong, like Adam is back. Yeah, it's continued. And I mentioned, I'm not sure if you had me in your ear while you were doing your stuff. Environment Canada does have a severe thunderstorm warning that mentions 100 km/h wind gusts, and that's what it's showing on radar right now.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, exactly. 101. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. St. Albert, Crystal, Longtonville, Maryville, Castleman for sure. Be taking shelter in Castleman, folks. What's going on down here? There's something going on here. I think this is just noise, but what the heck's happening down here? It's looking kind of rotation-y down here near South Dundas. That's not part of my polygon. Keeping an eye on what's going on down there. Let's take a look at Montreal radar as a cross-reference point. Oh, wait, there's actually another American radar, the KCXX I could use. I don't know if that's any closer. No, not really. Oh, it's got an interesting view on it, though. So if I go to Blainville, there's something going on right there. And if I go to, let's see what we're talking about here. 2% tornado risk on it, 4%. I don't like what I'm seeing down here, though. This has got, I mean, it could be noise. Let's go to the Tilt 3. Tilt 3 is not that supportive. A lot of noise there, but some really high values. And some really interesting values there. I think I'm going to go minor rotation just on the south side of the storm. I just don't like the look of it. I've seen some strange stuff happen that looked like that in the past, and I don't like the look of it. So I am going to just do that quick here. One sec. Just a second here. Let me go full screen. Excuse me. I'm trying to clear my throat. It's just west of Cornwall, this storm. This part of the storm I don't like. It's heading towards, I just went through South Dundas. It's heading towards South Stormont. Yeah, I don't like the look of it, so 1 second here. Where is it? Heading towards South Stormont. Where's Cornwall? There we are. Okay. I see it right here. Okay. So it's going to be from basically just above Morrisburg. Where's Morrisburg again? There we go. Just above Morrisburg to probably to Cornwall. And something like this. You can't see what I'm doing because I'm doing it in the background. Sorry, give me just 1 sec. Don't like the look of this southern part of the storm. And up towards North Dundas. Okay. South Dundas. Where the heck did the north go? I see it. Okay. Okay. Down towards South Dundas, North Dundas, South Dundas. Okay, I see it here. There we go. Okay, and Beckstead. Yeah. And I think it's moving due east, if not southeast. Yeah. Okay, extremely strong winds to the north, though, to Castleman. I really don't like the look of that either. But I'm going to go minor rotation to Cornwall and a little bit further east. Okay, I'm setting out that polygon right now, and I'm just about to do it. Minor rotation detected on the storm near South Storm, near South Dundas, tracking to the east, southeast, potentially towards the, just got a radar update. It's so noisy, it's hard to tell. Like, it looks weak. I don't know. Having my doubts now that we got the next radar update. I don't know, folks. It's hard to tell. Doesn't look that strong on US radar. The percentages are pretty low. 2%, 0, 1. I'm going to wait for another radar update because this one that just happened is like, meh. It's a lot of noise. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait on that one. But holy moly. Castleman. St. Albert right now. 101 kilometer an hour on radar. A lot of noise east of it as well, too. Oh, that's Tilt 2. But Tilt 1 still 100 kilometers on Tilt 1 as well. Looks like Castleman may have missed the worst of it. Like southern Castleman may have just got it, but Mayorville and St. Albert are definitely in it and could be seeing some damaging wind gusts on those. Very likely. Let's see what Montreal radar is showing us. Yeah, look at Montreal for Castleman. Montreal for Castleman looks super strong. 95. But if we look at the closer radar, which is Franktown, I was just about to send out a minor rotation notification for this corridor from South Dundas to Cornwall, but it looks like it's a bunch of noise because it totally weakened on the next frame. So I don't think I'm going to send that polygon. They did put it under severe thunderstorm warning now, which is good. Severe thunderstorm warning for that. That makes me happier. That's all under severe thunderstorm warning now. Definitely some hail near Beckstead and areas to the south. Looking at some hail from that storm. Maybe it was hail that made it look like a rotation meso for a second. Possible. Holy. Quite a day, folks. I hope everybody's staying safe with these strong damaging winds. We did have reports of damaging winds going in parts of Manotick and Ottawa. And we did have a possible tornado touchdown earlier than that. I mean, it could have been a microburst, could have been straight line winds. It could have been a big lightning strike that knocked down a tree that took out all the power there. But rotation was quite pronounced and strong. And I would not be surprised if there was a little brief touchdown near Umpa area. Just north of it, though. I don't think it would have gone through town. I think it would have been north of town. Yeah. So, but anyways, I hope everybody who's around that area stayed safe. And it's one of those days. Eric says, between Crystal and St. Albert, wind was crazy, and now there is almost nothing for the moment. Yeah, I mean, it's probably moving east of you now, right? So, Jeremy says, thanks, Adam. We'll let my friends and family know in Montreal. Yeah, this is probably going to track that way. Dayton says, talk more about Cornwall, please. It's getting dark. Yeah, you might see some hail and some strong winds, but it's the strongest part of it is definitely to your north, the Castleman area. You can see the very, very bright signal here. This is the strongest winds we're looking at right now. And as you can see, Brennan's got it animating on the left side of the screen. That's the strongest winds we're seeing right now, but there could be some pretty strong winds in this heading towards Cornwall. So Cornwall could see some hail and some strong winds. So it's going to be interesting. 3% tornado risk. It's fairly low. Machine learning or AI. Artificial intelligence is ultimately just machine learning. Anyways, both terms basically mean the same thing, but yeah. So machine learning algorithms are saying that that storm has a 3% tornado risk, which is relatively low, but a 27% risk for damaging winds. And this is the one actually heading towards Cornwall area, also up towards Castleman. It's kind of like the whole storm, the Crystal, St. Albert area. So it said the winds were really, really strong. Eric gave us that report. Appreciate it, Eric. Thank you kindly. Yeah, once you get the storm and once it leaves, then you're out of it. There's nothing west of it that's of any interest at this point in time. Tomorrow might be interesting. We're gonna see what has to happen tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll see what goes on. We've been live streaming for 3 hours. Hopefully everybody stayed safe. Thank you for joining us all of this time. Vivian says, Adam, thanks for keeping my family safe and Greeley. You're very welcome. I'm glad we can help. I can't actually keep them safe, but I can try to let them know what's up and they can try to stay safe. Right. Jay says it also had hail embedded on the previous scan. Yeah. Yeah, that might have been part of it there. Jay says the signature on storm south of Dundas was stronger on previous scans and then weakened. Yeah, there's something going on there, but then it kind of weakened. So, yeah. That is a new radar update. And some of these winds might be weakening, but still 93 on radar, 95 southeast of Castleman. This is still bringing some pretty strong winds. I think the strongest part of it might have missed Clarence Rockland, but let us know what you experienced there. AS Beer says, any information on the possible storms headed towards Ottawa tomorrow? I mean, Ottawa is definitely in the risk for tomorrow. And you're in a slight risk. The strongest risk is more up into Muskoka, from basically Barrie to Muskoka. But yeah, we're gonna have to see exactly how this unfolds. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, we're gonna be live for sure tomorrow. We'll probably go live early on YouTube and then go live when it hits the fan on Facebook. So if you are on YouTube, look for us, Instant Weather, and definitely give us a subscribe to the channel so it'll notify you. Make sure you click that notification bell so it'll notify you when we go live. So we'll probably go live early on YouTube, and then we'll go live on Facebook when it hits the fan. Or so they say. Heavy rain in Rockland so far. Rockland only had heavy rain so far. Good, yeah. Miss Harley Quinn's asking about Pembroke. Or she's talking about Pembroke, I'm not sure. But yeah, Pembroke got missed. There's like some rain up there. There's nothing going on. Just rain. Missed by this particular strong storm. But yeah, it looks like Rockland missed the strongest part of it. All the strong winds are to the south. But yeah, still really strong winds going through parts of the Castleman area to the east. Maxville, heading towards Alexandria now. Possible to see 90-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts with that storm, which could be bringing down trees. So it is still a dangerous storm heading east and eventually head towards Montreal, I believe. So there's that. Oh boy. Yeah, so watch us on YouTube. You can actually visit. We embedded YouTube into our website, so you can go to instantweather.ca/live, or you can just load up the YouTube app and download the YouTube app and is it load up or download? You can get the YouTube app somehow at the App Store or the Google Play Store, and then you can search for Instant Weather, and you'll find us. And that's so if you want to join us on the live stream before we go live on Facebook, then definitely join us on YouTube. Pretty please. Trisha says, you guys rock. Thanks for keeping us updated. You're very welcome, Trisha. Glad we can help. Ann says, Cornwall. Yeah, Cornwall's about to be in it here. There's so much noise on this radar. It is disgusting. This is what I'm talking about. Like really noisy returns. It's so difficult to read this. See, it's so much better on tilt 2. Look how noisy tilt 1 is. It's just like barfed all over here. And then if I go to tilt 2, it's nice and clean. So it's always good to go to tilt 2 and take a look at stuff. Hopefully that's not a little couplet, random little couplet here. It might just be noise. Nothing on tilt 3. Nothing on tilt 1. Okay. Just on tilt 2. So it's probably just noise. Always good to look at the different tilts to see what's up. But yeah, if I go to tilt 1, we're talking big time winds here, close to the surface. Still pretty strong heading towards Alexandria, and then going to be heading out towards Montreal as well too. So Jay says, thank you for all that you do, Adam, Brendan, and team. You're very welcome. Load up, says Jeremy. You are correct. I mean, download, load up. It's all the same. Actually, you have to download it first, and then you can load it up. Ah, that's what it is. Download first, then load up. Alexandria. I hope I pronounced that right. Alexandre says, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Just not at pronouncing things. Hawkesbury, says Jackie. I think you're probably too far north, if I remember correctly, where Hawkesbury is. Isn't it way up there? Yeah. Yeah, you're too far north for the strongest part of the storm, but you could still see some strong winds from it. It is trying to stretch to the northeast, so maybe you're going to see the storm. Will you see the strongest part of it? It's hard to tell. But you can see this pink area right here on velocity radar, basically talking about the wind gusts, and the strongest is going to go pretty much to the Alexandria area, Maxville, Dalkeith, Glen Robertson, Van Leek Hill, potentially, extreme eastern Ontario. Can't get any more extreme eastern than that area. That's as far as you can go in Ontario, to the east. Oh boy, lots of thunder, lightning, no wind in Finch. Like not now. It was really strong before though, wasn't it in Finch? Because I remember going through Finch earlier and it looked quite strong. Mandy, can you let us know? Was it pretty wild earlier? Now it should be calming down, of course. Victoria says Vank is 8 minutes away, definitely coming to Hawks. Yeah, I mean it's going to head up there towards Hawkesbury, but as you can see, it's right here. Here's Hawkesbury, And sorry, you can't see because I'm not zoomed out enough. There we go. So you can see Hawkesbury's right up here, and it's heading that way. But I'm talking about are these winds, these are the strongest winds right here, the ones in the 80s and 90s. Are they going to reach that far to the northeast? You're going to see the storm. It just might not be as strong as areas to the south. Good. Tornado risk on the storm, probably because of all this noise. It went up to 9% on the Cornwall storm, but I think it's probably because of all this noise. Because I don't know if it can differentiate the noise. That's why humans are still useful. For now. Oreo Cat with a super chat. Aw, that's so kind of you. Waiting for it here in Saint... how am I going to pronounce this? Zotique? Saint Zotique, Quebec? Quebecois?
Yeah, if we ever live stream in Quebec, that's going to be the end of you.
Yeah, they're going to be like, get this guy out of here. He doesn't want to pronounce the damn thing. Did you remember to feed your cat? Yes, I fed him before the stream so he doesn't scratch at the door the entire screen. Roxanne says, Pembroke, Petawawa, just some rain up there right now. You're good. Tomorrow could be a different situation. Brennan, want to bring up your map? Brennan has done a preliminary forecast map. Oh, I got it. It was Saint Zotique, Quebec. Oh.
Yeah, so this
finally.
may change by the time I put it out later this evening, but I'll have to look at the models runs tonight. But this is general idea.
Level 3 being orange is the strong area for tomorrow, which is kind of Barrie, Midland, up to Parry Sound, and out to Pembroke, Petawawa, Bancroft, Deep River, Algonquin Park, Bracebridge, Huntsville, etc. That is the area of concern. Also, you could see some severe weather that stretches into eastern Ontario, that stretches from kind of southwestern Ontario to the east. The tornado percentages came way down on that storm now. Whoa, it dropped right down to 1% on the Cornwall storm, so that's good. That is good. Matt says, getting real dark in Cornwall now. I'm sure it is. Is it on the way to Castleman or already there? It's already there. It should be already on top of you at this point in time. Is there a hook, someone asked? No, I don't think so. There is kind of a tail on that storm. Brendan, you want to rip that off for a second? I'll show the latest radar update here. There is kind of a tail on the storm near South Stormont. And so we're keeping an eye on that as it tracks to the east towards Cornwall. But it did drop down to 1% tornado risk, which is pretty low for machine learning. 1% is pretty low. But thank you so much, OrioCat, for that super chat. That was very kind of you. Thank you for all those who are sending in stars on Facebook. For some reason, we can't see stars on our platform, but we know that they occur because we see them at the end of every live stream, and we sincerely appreciate all those who have sent in stars, all those who have downloaded our free app, Instant Weather, all those who have subscribed to extend the future radar out 5 hours and to remove ads from the app. We appreciate that. Thank you kindly. And, of course, all those who subscribe to Instant Weather Pro, which we've been using the entire time. And you know what? I remember like the first year we used Instant Weather Pro, we'd have like random glitches, and this would, and then all of a sudden all the radars went down, and then like these types of things would happen. And I don't know, Brendan, what do you feel? Like, it seems pretty stable these days. Knock on wood. What's wood around here? Hold on, the guitar. The guitar is definitely wood. Okay. It seems pretty stable these days. Like, it's been great.
Last year we had like outages here and there and that, but this year it seems to be not bad.
Pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid so far. Eh? It's been good.
Still need to work on the American radar with the loading time, but
that's happening right now. Dev worked on it today, literally today. We're switching it from level 2 to level 3 data, and which will be faster. It processes faster, and we have all the short intervals. So for like the airport radars, we'll have the 1 minute intervals, which is sweet, and then we'll have and it'll be super fast loading. So it'll be again like the same process we're doing for the Canadian radar. So it'll be as fast, if not faster, than every other app out there, which is gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet. And we got the US alerts now. You can see them all here. I'll turn off the radar icons. You can see all the US alerts going on right now. Holy moly. From the mesoscale precipitation discussions to the mesoscale to the tornado watch, to all these different tornado warnings that are going on, all the way down into Oklahoma. We got Oklahoma. We got tornado warnings. We got tornado warning in Missouri. We've got tornado warnings all over the place. Like, look at all these alerts. Wow. This is the funnel cloud advisory up here in Saskatchewan. I should go back and check on my little minor rotation polygon that I put up in Dauphin a while back. It looks like it is all said and done. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that one. Let me just do that here in the background real quick. Okay, so let me jump over to Dauphin, and I'm going to get rid of that one. I still got the strong damaging winds for parts of Eastern Ontario, and I'm going to leave that going at the moment. Joyce says, what's up for Ottawa and surrounding areas, markets, trade shows, fairs, and events? Are you asking what's going on for markets, trade shows, fairs, and events? Or are you asking what's going on with the weather? Or you just want to know if there's any cool shows happening? Either or, it's cool. Danny Daniel says, thanks, Adam and team, for keeping us well informed. I always watch your live stream. Cheers from Ajax. Cheers. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Is this spam? Looks like spam. Is it in French? I can't tell if it's spam. It's linking to some random thing. What is this? Spiritual. I can. It's in French, but I see the word spiritual, and it looks like a. Yeah, this looks like spam. I'm gonna go ahead and block that, and that is gone. Even in French, I can tell when it's spam.
I can tell based on the link.
Yeah, the link too.
That's WhatsApp.
Maybe.
That URL.
Yeah. Shanda, oh no, WhatsApp is that's always a bad sign. Shanda says, is Alliston in the line of fire for a storm? Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow looks interesting. Impressive wall cloud just west of Cornwall, says Greg. Really? Let's go back and take a look at that. Let me fly over here. Take a look at our friends in Cornwall. Interesting. Is this noise here in Bonneville or rotation? I'm on tilt 2. Here's tilt 1. Impressive wall cloud. Interesting. The percentage for tornado for machine learning is only 1% right now, so relatively low. So chances of it producing are pretty low. As Walker says, thank you so much, Adam and team. You got me through the worst of the storm. See you guys tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll do it all again. Heavy rain just started in Van Cleek Hill, says Jennifer. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, Joyce says, no, the spell check messed it up. I'm in the hospital. I just wanted to know what's happening here. Sorry for the mix-up. No worries. I think, oh, 1 second here. I think I am good to, I think things are good to go now for Ottawa, if that's what you said, where you said you are. Ottawa is just like heavy rain in the east, and there's a little pop-up storm to the west, but it's not doing anything. And there's still a couple little storms to the west. Little storms up by Pembroke and Petawawa. Little storm down here southeast of Bancroft, but they're not doing anything. We're not expecting them to do anything special. There is some storms developing west of Sarnia. Where is this little tiny? It's in Almont, but not the Almont in Ottawa, because that has an E at the end, which you're not supposed to pronounce, I've been told. But this is a little pop up out of nowhere. It's heading to the northeast. Kind of probably going to miss to the Sarnia to the west. So. And we might see some storms here overnight, and there's a little risk of severe weather with them. We'll see what happens. We will see. But yeah, still some really strong winds heading out. Cornwall is going to be interesting. Hopefully folks stay safe there. Bonneville area could be some really strong winds here potentially. I'm hoping that's not actually rotation and it's just noise. It doesn't look like anything on tilt 3, so that's good. Actually, are we getting to the point where it's closer to the Montreal radar? No, but it's worth looking at it at least. Interesting. Strong winds still continuing, heading up towards Alexandria right now. Almost dinner time. Actually, I think dinner's probably already ready by now. Dinner's probably ready. I did promise some people I'd play a song. But I also promised Brennan that I'd only play original songs now, so we don't get hit with copyright hits. It doesn't affect our account. It just they take whatever revenue we've made and like split it with the artists. So we're like giving like Paul McCartney, who just became the first. I think he became the first British rock star artist to reach $1 billion in net revenue or something like that. So congratulations to Paul, one of the greatest of all time. But yeah, so let's see here. He probably doesn't need half of the revenue of our live stream, so I should probably just play originals. Vanessa says, I appreciate your live stream so much. It helps keep my anxiety down. Thanks. You're very welcome. Grateful that we're able to help. Carlos says, strong winds have calmed down some in, what does that say? Ingleside. Now lightning, thunder, and rain. Skies are pretty dark too. Thank you for spelling lightning correctly. Everybody spells it lightning. Like Lighthtening. But it's actually Lightning. That's how you spell lightning. Lightning is like enlightening. Like I'm enlightened. It happens all the time, though. We don't really mind it. It's okay. Half the people spell it wrong. That's cute. See? I can at least spell lightning right. I just can't pronounce anything correctly. Cindy says, thanks for coverage today. It did get a bit scary here in Plevna. Yeah, it did. It was bananas, actually. Cheers. Enjoy your evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Cindy. I'm glad you stayed safe. If there was a... Here's the image right here. Harry from our team loves this one. You have lighting, and lightning. So we always see lighting and lightening, but actually, if you want to spell lightning, it's Lightning, lightning. Yeah, Plevna was bananas. I'm glad you stayed safe. I'm so convinced that it touched down. I am going to be shocked. I mean, very well, the NTP could go investigate it. They could come back and say, all we see is straight line winds, so it's probably like a microburst. All we see is like, when all the trees are facing the same way, it's like a downburst or a microburst. When all the trees are like in a swirly pattern, then they know it was a tornado. Smith says, I love that image. Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even know we had it loaded. That's great. Good call.
Oh, I just searched it and put it on.
That was quick. What was the watermark there? Something funny? What was it again? Give credit to ifunny.co. ifunny.co. Cool.
Although I think our website had some risky stuff, so probably
not
family
good to
friendly. No.
Yeah, maybe don't go to that. Yeah. But thanks to them for putting that out, and that itself is pretty funny and informative. So, Laggan, Laggan, 97.92 kilometer an hour wind gust. Kirk Hill, all of these areas are still going to see. Alexandria potentially going to see. Right now, it's only about 80 or 90 kilometers an hour. Although 90 is when trees fall. So, and this is on radar. So, if these winds are hitting the ground, 97.92. So, if at the surface they're even 80 or 90, that is going to be interesting. Kevin says, I like your live stream just because it's so entertaining and I learned how to spell lightning. Thanks again from Russell. You're very welcome, Kevin. I'm glad you stayed safe. Russell got interesting there for a second, for sure. For sure. Yeah. How's Cornwall doing? It looks like storms pretty much reached Cornwall. And hopefully it's not too bad. The winds don't look super duper strong on radar, so hopefully that's the same at the surface. That would be good. Matt says it's about to hit now. Clouds look very odd. I think you're talking about Cornwall, I'm assuming. I assume. Oh, weird. Cornwall clouds look weird, says Matt. Rotation in Cornwall, says Dayton. I mean, every storm has some sort of rotation. Like, storms are going to move. They're not just going to be stagnant, right? They're going to move. Is it like violent rotation, or is it just kind of slowly turning? Because I have a feeling, just based on all the data I'm looking at, that it's probably slowly turning. Hubby says skies are green in Cornwall, says Melanie. Yeah, that's possible. And green typically means hail. When you have a robust enough updraft to get hail, then there could be some tornado potential there. Green's never a good sign, but usually means hail. But it can be associated with a tornado. Montreal radar has actually a little bit of rotation near Cornwall. I was going to do a minor rotation update to Cornwall. Let me go take a look here. Take a look right here. There's a little bit of minor rotation in Cornwall. Let me go to tilt 2. This is from the Montreal radar. Oh, tilt 2 has it as well. And tilt 3? Oh, okay. I think I'm actually, based on that one comment and the fact that it's on tilt 1 and tilt 2, very windy in Cornwall. Okay, I'm going to go minor rotation over Cornwall real quick. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think so. Because we have had a report of rotation, and there's a little something going on from the Montreal radar. So I'm going to do that right now. You're going to get that notification if you have our free app, Instant Weather. Minor rotation detected. Minor rotation. We detected minor rotation on the storm in Cornwall, tracking to the east. And the time here is 6:59. Okay. And that looks good to me. I'm going to send that out right now. Let me know in the comments if you got that. Exciting Bee says, are you doing a SAS, Adam? Is that a special Adam statement? I don't know. What are you referring to? Travis says, yep. Crystal says, got it. Lee says, what about Long Sault, just Long Sault, just west of Cornwall? Is it Sault, like Sault Ste. Marie? Long Sault, just west of Cornwall? Yeah, you're fine. Just windy over there. There's just a little bit of rotation on that Cornwall cell. Showing up on 2 tilts here that I don't like. I don't like the fact that it's showing up on multiple tilts, and that's why I'm sending out the notification. So if anything does touch down there, then, we give you a heads up. It's good. Don't like the look of it. And it's about equal distance between the Montreal radar and the Franktown radar. So I know I called the Montreal radar. It's actually Laneville. US radar looks more boring on that storm, but it's further away. So there's not a lot of upper level support. Definitely some hail. Yeah, definitely hail going into Cornwall right now. Long Sault. Oh, Long Sault. Okay. Yeah. Like Sault Ste. Marie. Perfect. I got it. I did something right. Hooray! I pronounced something right in my life. ORJB 2005 says, how do you get access to radars? So cool. If you want access like this to the raw radar data where you can really dive deep and see exactly how strong the winds are, if there's rotation, all these polygons, our own custom polygons for rotating storms and damaging winds and all that kind of stuff. Here's my Cornwall polygon right here. I guess I did notify Long Sault, but Long Sault, sorry. But yeah, you're fine, actually. It's actually to the east. It's kind of right into Cornwall. It looks like there's going to be some hail. If you do want to check this out, we offer it as a subscription service. You can get it at instantweatherpro.com, and this is what we use to track radar all the time across Canada. We built it for the Northern Tornadoes Project out of Western University, and they seem to really enjoy it. But yeah, it looks like hail coming into Cornwall right now. That little meso might have been a hail meso. Sometimes you see rotation. It's just for hail. So hopefully it's not rotation as in tornadic, but hopefully just for the hail. That would be great. Yeah, so minor rotation on that storm, but probably just a hail risk. Hopefully not a tornado risk, but stranger things have happened. Matt says, should I send my family to shelter, Adam, for Cornwall? I mean, minor kind of gives you a heads up. You probably want to be inside for minor. I don't know if you need to necessarily, run to the basement for when we send out minor rotation. I mean, that's up to you. It's your call, because there have been times in the past where we've said minor rotation and there have been a touchdown. There was a tornado touchdown. There have been times where we said minor rotation and nothing happens. In fact, that's majority of the case. If we say minor, we're kind of giving you a heads up, but we're saying it's not really that strong, but it's kind of there. Storm arrived in Cornwall, constant roar. So that constant roar is very likely a hail roar. If you have a ton of hail falling, it sounds like constant thunder. It has this like this constant, lots of hail in Cornwall. It could be big. Hopefully not, but it's possible that it's fairly large. Let me see here. I'm gonna run over to some other data and see if I can get an idea on the size of it. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can figure something out here. 1 sec. Okay. I don't have that data yet. Should be updating pretty soon. But looks like we're going to see some hail into Cornwall. Pretty likely, based on the fact that I can see that purple on radar. So if you're looking at radar over here, and you can see this kind of purple, that's a good indication that you're going to be seeing some some hail. So minor rotation for that. Oh, hello. What is this? Is this noise? You better be noise. Yeah. It's not on tilt 1 at all. It's probably noise. But really strong winds still. 92 kilometers an hour. Alexandria's into the strong winds now. They're going to head over into Quebec as well, too. And, yeah. Yeah, this storm is pretty much the end of it for now. It will go into the Montreal area as well, so it could be some pretty strong winds for the folks that are down there. Over there. But yeah, strong winds still potentially going into Alexandria area. And still pretty windy as the storm heads east of Ontario. Yeah, really strong winds still Alexandria. 99 kilometers an hour about to head into Alexandria. If you're in Alexandria, someone mentioned before that they were in a mobile home. Not the best place to be. You're already in the storm now, so what can you do? Yeah, but trees could be coming down, so it's not a great thing. So hopefully you stay safe. Obviously running out in the storm is not a great idea either, but usually in advance of these storms is when you want to be taking shelter, of course. Let's see here. Zachary says, Cornwall getting hit with hail, and then a question mark. We've been talking about Cornwall for a while. We let you know what's up. Carla says, is Ingleside out of the worst part of it? I'm not sure exactly where Ingleside is. Is it part of Ottawa? And if so, you're fine. There could still be some more more storms moving in, but Adam says, I already have trees down. South Stormont, 5 minutes north of Cornwall, had trees down. Uh-oh. That's exactly where I wanted to put the minor rotation update in the first place, was South Stormont. Uh-oh. Was it, Adam, was it pretty wild there? Let us know what you experienced. Are the trees all falling in the same way, or are they kind of like in different directions? It's near Cornwall, says Melissa. No, I know, yeah. I was going to hail in Cornwall. Thank you for the report. Appreciate it. Yes, still pouring. So you've got trees down. Oof. Zachary says, look at the CC drop north of Cornwall, intense hail core. Yeah, the CC drop's probably just because of the hail core. Wow, the hail core is getting actually pretty good. Let's jump over to correlation coefficient. And yeah, you can definitely see that representing the fact that there's hail there. Yeah, so looks like pretty big time hail possible moving into Cornwall. That's interesting. And there is still some minor rotation in the area, so. Matt says, oh, it's windy and hailing like crazy in Cornwall. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It looks like a big hail core moving right into the city. So that's not great. That's not great. Hopefully everybody is inside, at least, and staying safe. Let's see what Cornwall is saying here. 2% tornado risk on it, 35% wind risk, and yeah, overall 45% severe risk on that one. Oh boy. Hopefully everybody's okay. Today is Tuesday, May 21st. Whoa. Big. The hail core is getting stronger right now. And right now. It's getting stronger in Cornwall. Whoa. Yeah. What's the DBZ here? 69 DBZ. Those probably are some big stones falling down. We got lots of folks from Cornwall in the. Deborah says, "How big is the hail?" It's probably pretty big. Those are some high DBZ levels. Oh, Ingleside is west of Cornwall. Okay, yeah. If you're west of Cornwall, then you're fine now. You're good. But if you're in Cornwall right now, like literally in the city, like there's probably damaging hail falling right on Cornwall Community Hospital. I wouldn't be surprised if some cars got dented and some trees got shredded. Right here, right on 401, big time hail. Anybody driving the 401 here is going to be brutal. And like that hail core couldn't have got any more directly into the center of town. So Matt says, "Thanks, Adam. You're amazing." You're very welcome. Glad we can help. Carlos said, "Just got the severe thunderstorm warning ended for Ingleside." You're very welcome. Marble size hail in Cornwall, says AJ. I bet you it's even bigger for some spots. Nick says, Cornwall's had 50 minutes of constant thunder. I've never heard this before. I bet you it's not constant thunder. I bet you it's the hail roar. When you have hail just like plummeting, it sounds like a constant rumble of thunder. It's probably a hail roar. I betcha. Oh, we're hearing quarter size hail now from Arlena. Thank you very much. Jim's talking about the tornado in Iowa. Yeah, our thoughts are with all those in Iowa. They're just getting hammered by tornadoes. It seems to happen quite often there lately. Big time. Oh, the hail risk in Cornwall, it's coming down hard. Okay, let me just do some stuff in the background here. Give me a second. I hope everybody in Cornwall is okay. It looks like they're getting pelted with hail at the moment. Just hammered. You can see all. I love Instant Weather Pro because you can go down to like street level, like 8th Street, and you can even tilt it so you can get, 3D buildings. So if you want to see literally how strong is the hail on 8th Street East in Cornwall right now, well, it's 67.5 dBz, which is very big. It's, again, probably quarter size hail there, maybe even bigger. The darker the purple here, the stronger it's getting. So Summer Heights Golf Links, probably getting 69 dBz. That is some big time hail. Cornwall is in it. You are in the hail, just in case you couldn't tell. I'm pretty sure you could tell. Yeah, it's crossing the international border now. It's heading southeast. Matt says, "Nice light show and hail, Adam." Thank you for the report. Appreciate it. Sectorial Leader Cody said, "No tornado in Ottawa. It calmed down before reaching there." Yeah, but likely a microburst. We had a report of a roof torn off and trees down in multiple different locations. So some people in Ottawa said the storm was boring, and some people in Ottawa said we've got substantial damage there. So yeah, I think it was probably a microburst. I mean, it could have been a tight little tornado. It's possible. These things happen. Tiffany says the streets are flooded. I live near the hospital. Sure there are. Carrie says, "What's up for Barry?" Nothing much. You good? Tomorrow might be interesting. We'll see. Tomorrow's going to be interesting for sure. Let's see. Constant. Morgan says constant roaring sound and lightning. I think she meant lightning for the past 10 minutes in Long Sault near St. Andrews. Never seen, heard this before. There's the image again from that website that lightning would be like enlightening, and then lighting would just be like a spotlight. And then if you want to spell lightning, it's Lightning. Laghtning. Okay. So there's that. Wow. I just saw some images of the Iowa stuff. Holy moly. Holy moly. Tiffany, Trinity said, "Hey Adam, is there any storms coming towards London or St. Thomas?" Nah, not right now. Overnight maybe, and tomorrow is going to be interesting. Ray says, "I'm just north of Cornwall, and the hail was about a quarter inch or so in diameter." Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, quite the hail core. Just went right through Cornwall. That's probably what what the minor rotation is probably what it was kind of picking up on. Desiree says, "I'm in the north end of Cornwall. Hail was brutal." Like your last name, by the way. Good last name. Thank you very much for the report. Supposedly, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but my grandfather was adopted, and we actually did a search. By we, I mean my brother. He did a search to try to figure out what our original birth last name would be, and if he wasn't adopted, we would have been probably never born. But if he wasn't adopted, and somehow miraculously we were still born, we would actually be McCool. So my name would be Adam McCool. McCool. Adam McCool. I like it. But I like Skinner too. It's good. You know, especially when you have a goalie named Skinner, still in the playoffs. Go Edmonton. I'm a diehard Leafs fan, but yeah, go Edmonton because it'll never happen for the Leafs. Anyways, what can you do? Ray said the winds were west-east and then east-west over the last 10 minutes. Yeah, that happens. Miriam says, "Go Canucks." I think the Canucks are out. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure Edmonton beat the Canucks last night, and the Canucks are out of the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I think Edmonton won in Game 7. I didn't watch it. Matt says, yep. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard. Edmonton won last night, so the Canucks are out. They did really good, though, but they're out. Yeah. Oilers won last night. They're gone. So she says, "I like Oilers and Canucks." Well, you only have one to root for now, and that would be the Oilers. Yeah, Edmonton won. Again, he got a goalie named Skinner. I'm a goalie named Skinner, and I did pretty good my day. Pretty good. Did okay. Matt says McDavid is something. He sure is, man. McDavid and Matthews. Got to put those two on a team together. It would be a little unfair, I think. Let's see here. Stephanie says, "Hey Adam, will Cornwall kind of clear up soon?" Yeah, it's moving out. There's still lots of lightning, but it's going to continue to move to the east, and it's tracking into. Looks like it's tracking basically into the U.S. now. So I think you're probably okay. Going stateside. Still strong winds up here near Alexandria, but they're going to move out into Quebec. This Cornwall hailstorm is going to move out into the U.S. And I think that's it for the show, folks. I think that's probably it. Montreal could see some pretty strong storms still. Maybe this gust front could go into Montreal. Maybe a little bit of hail. Probably not. Looks like it's almost trying to die out there too. And let's just head up back to Saskatoon area. Take a look up there. I'm probably going to play a song. I kind of practiced an original I haven't touched in a while before the stream, and I don't know if I practiced it enough. I probably didn't. I don't even know the lyrics. I wrote them down. I was like, oh yeah, those are the lyrics. Looks like a little bit of lightning west of Red Deer. Nothing going on here. Sorry, I'm just flying around the country right now, seeing if there's anything interesting in Alberta. No, it's pretty good. All right. I think that's pretty much the show. I'm going to get rid of this polygon because the winds are starting to die down a bit. Actually, let me see. Still 95. Okay, I'm going to keep them up just for a little bit longer. Actually, let's go from the Montreal radar Oh, Montreal radar says 75. Okay, and it's closer, so I'm going to get rid of that polygon. I'll get rid of that damaging wind polygon that I put up a while back. Give me just one moment, and I will do that. 1 second here. There we go. Down to make this full screen. There we go. Okay, strong damaging winds. I'm going to get rid of that polygon. The minor rotation detected for Cornwall. I'm going to get rid of that one. All we have left is the forecast and the live stream. I'm going to pull off the live stream. I'll leave that on until we're done. Okay, and let me just take a look at something else. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I think I'll probably play a song and then shut down the stream. I think so. For all those who have hung out, we still have 307 people hanging out, so we appreciate it. Hopefully everybody stayed safe today. It was pretty wild. Sammy says, what's tomorrow's storyline for Eastern Ontario? Could be interesting. We'll see. Matt says, well, thanks, Adam. Here's the forecast map, by the way, Brennan put together. Matt says, thanks, Adam, for your quick response and always great knowledge. Appreciate it. That's why you're number one. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate that. Sorry, Brennan, you can bring that forecast map back up again. Up again. That's the forecast map for tomorrow, folks. It's going to be interesting. Gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. But a strong risk for tomorrow, our first strong risk for Southern Ontario for the season is tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. We will see. We'll see. All right. I'm going to leave this radar up. And I'm going to turn off my air conditioning. I got to do all these steps to make sure this works out good. I'm going to go to my audio. Turn off reduce mic background noise. So at some point in time, you might hear my dog. My dog. All right. I'm going to play a song, an original. Haven't played it in a while. See if I can even remember it here. Let's see here. Put that up on the screen just in case I forget the lyrics. Okay. Oh, and I do want to enable my reverb so it sounds a little more reverby. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. I'll just jump in the comments and say, how does it sound? Where did the stream go? Come back, stream. 1 second here. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, Matt says, good goalie, good singer, good meteorologist, man of all trades. Jack of all trades, master of none. To clarify, I'm not a meteorologist, but kind of leveraged my storm chasing knowledge into starting instant weather, and we have several meteorologists on the team, so they keep me on my toes. It's good. Sounds nice and clear, says Jay. Cool. All right. All right, I'll try this. I'll give this a shot here. If I can remember it all. Wish me luck. Actually, let me drink some water first and warm up my voice. Sydney says, is Oshawa safe? You're good. You're good right now. Tomorrow could be interesting, but right now you're good. All alone in a conversation. You nod your head to give confirmation. I know you're not listening. I know you couldn't care less. Not sure if you've checked out, but I think it's a safe bet. Can we talk? Can we really talk? Can we talk? Can we really talk? I know you can see me, but can you really feel me? front of you, but can you really hear me? Can you really hear me? We stopped talking so long ago, feels like forever. We went our own ways, that's how it goes. It goes, it goes. Hope you find some sunshine on a cloudy day. Hope you find when it starts to rain. Hope all the best for you and yours. Please know that I care, even with these wars. Can we talk? Can we really talk? Can we talk? Can we really talk? I know you can see me, but can you really feel me? Standing right in front of you, but can you really hear me? Can see me, but can you really feel me? Standing right in front of you, but can you really hear me? Can you really hear me? Can you really hear me? Thank you so much. An original. I didn't write it that long ago. It was only like, I don't know, maybe like 4 years ago-ish, something like that. So that's a kind of a newer original that I wrote. Thank you so much, everyone. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Thank you very much. Brittany says, amazing song. Thank you so much. The Switch player, that voice, thank you kindly. Bravo, says Tina. Thank you kindly. Brendan's in a scroll fit over there on the left side of the screen. Diane says, thanks, Adam. Great voice.
I was just
great
looking
song.
for
Love
a
it. Thanks so
Hale
much.
pick that may have been submitted to
okay.
the group. I can't find it.
Matt says, you rock, Adam. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since I played that, so it was a little sloppy, but I tried to get through it. Laura says, more apropos than you could ever guess. Glad it hit home for you. Yeah, it's the standing right in front of you. But what's the opening line? All alone in a conversation. That might be a good name for it. It's probably going to be called Can You Hear Me? But maybe in parentheses I'll put all alone in a conversation. We've all been there, so it's all good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Have yourself a safe evening. Tomorrow is going to be tomorrow's going to be a long one, probably. It's going to be a pretty lengthy one. So if you want to join us here, we'll be live early on YouTube. Search for Instant Weather on YouTube. We will be live early on YouTube, and then we'll go live on Facebook when it hits the fan. So, Kyle says check chat. Is there anything pertinent that I should mention before ending the live stream here, or is he just referring to maybe like that hail report? Let's see here. Check chat. Let's see. Oh, learn how to pronounce towns or cities. Thanks, Kyle. I should probably spend some time on that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I sincerely appreciate it. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Here we go. Oh, no. I don't know if this is spam. Brandon, is that spam, that Alex comment?
Oh, that's definitely it.
Your posts are wonderful. That's a creeper, yeah. Definitely blocking this user. You ever see those like comments that are like, hi, you're so beautiful. I want to send you a private message and so we can get to know each other better.
Yeah, don't message them. They just want your money.
Just block them. They just want to catfish you. Garbage. Oh, well. It's so annoying. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone.
A good rule of thumb is to not look for love on Facebook. It's not a good idea.
Should I write a song about it? Don't look for love on Facebook. I'll make a country song out of it. It'll be good. Hope everybody stayed safe today. Today was pretty bananas for a while, for a few times when it was going through, not Oompa, but Umpa. When it was going through Umpa, and also, too, when it was parts of Ottawa and to the east of there, it was pretty wild. So, and Cornwall was interesting, too, with the hail holy. But, hopefully everybody stays safe today. And Brennan, thank you so much for your help. Teresa, thank you for your help. Patricia, Lindsay, Lana, Matt, Kyle, Cole, Cody, whoever I missed. I missed so many folks. There's so many wonderful people on our team. So everybody on our team, thank you so much. Sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, Brennan.
Welcome. Good night.
Night, everyone. Take care.